Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slime chalk! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your truck. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Talks.
Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to the final division of the World Ninja League Premier Series qualifier here at the compound in Melbourne, Australia. I'm Kane Casillas. Joining me on the mic today is Jack Anderson, and we have seen some incredible action all weekend across all divisions. We just wrapped our amateur division about an hour ago, and we are now entering our grand finale, the Elites, where 22 incredible athletes will be taking on two daunting courses created by the brains and the brawn behind the compound, none other than our course designer and owner, Clem Vertigan. Clem has set up courses for the Ninja Challenge League and other major events here at the compound many times before, no stranger to major events such as the Premier Series. And it's shown so far because these courses have been pushing our athletes to the absolute limit. And with the best of the best still to come in this elite division, I am very excited to see who comes out on top. Jack, what do we have in store for our elite competitors?
Yeah, so the elite division competitors are going to have their work cut out for them here on this unique Premier Series competition format. So to begin, we are going to be seeing our favorite ninjas on the placement course. Now, this follows the traditional format where if you fall, your run is over. The good news is it's a much shorter course. It's typically a speed course that they're going to fly through. And this is going to determine the run order for the challenge course. So that's the all-important part of the competition that really is where it starts to matter. So the challenge course is really where it starts to get difficult. And as a result of that fact, the ninjas are going to be allowed 2 retries for the entire course with a maximum of 1 retry per obstacle. If you fall on obstacle twice or you use up all your retries, your run is going to be over. It's a much longer course, so if you see your favorite ninjas use a retry, do not worry. It's extremely common for at least 1 retry to be used across the entire course. And of course, Kane, we're going to be looking for our top 4 athletes on that challenge course. And I mean, with 22 competitors across the elite female and elite male divisions, it's going to be super tough to whittle it down to just the top 4 across each division. And I honestly don't know who we're going to pick.
Yeah, you know, we're already at the top 25% of athletes from Australia based off of their standings in the regular season or from the World Championship this past June. We've also invited some top athletes from the Ninja Challenge League based off of their skill and performances and accomplishments outside of the World Ninja League. They more than have earned a spot at the Premier Series, and we're already looking at the best of the best. It's about to be the best of the best of the best here in the elite division. And just again, such a stacked field, as you were saying. It is worth noting that there are 4 elite female athletes in today's competition, which means that in order to avoid automatically qualifying all 4 of these athletes, the elite female competitors are going to have to beat the 3rd obstacle if they want to advance to finals. If they do not beat the 3rd obstacle on the challenge course, they will not be qualifying for the championships in Bellingham, Washington at Life Force Ninja. Now, with that said, there are some sponsors that we absolutely need to thank in order to, credit the people who have helped power these competitions. Take it away, Jack.
Absolutely. So our first is the hallmark timing system across the world, NinjaWorks. It's been a long-time sponsor of the World Ninja League and has been responsible for providing us with the ultimate timing systems for all of our competitions. If you want to check out the live results of this competition as we go through, be sure to head over to worldninjaleague.org in order to see those results live. And if you're looking to upgrade your timing systems in your local gym or at a local competition that you're hoping to create, then NinjaWorks has you covered. Be sure to head over to ninjaworks.com, one of the most essential timing systems that you're going to need to take your ninja competition to the next level. And on the topic of next level, I mean, if you want to take your obstacles to the next level, then DGS Ninja has the supplies for you. DGS Ninja is the world's leading obstacle provider for so many ninja gyms across the US and across the world. So if you want the most difficult obstacles out there, DGS Ninja is going to have you covered. They've been responsible for some of the best obstacles we've seen at the World Championships every single year. And you might be noticing that our 2023 World Ninja League champion, Addie Herman, is on the screen there. She was the first DGS-sponsored athlete, and now we have a whole team of DGS-sponsored athletes that make up DGS Ninjas. So such a great sponsor for us and such a long-time sponsor. And we're going to take a nod to our final sponsor here, which is really exciting, which is Oz NWT, an Australian-based obstacle supply company that was started in 2016. They have also, in the Australian context, been responsible for providing some incredible ninja holds, ninja obstacles, and climbing holds across Australia. And they have been, again, a long time individuals in the ninja space, so be sure to go and check out Oz NWT if you are looking to upgrade your home gym, your local gym, or you want to run a competition yourself and take it to the next level. And during this competition, you're going to see a few of the obstacles that Oz NWT have recently released. So some of those include Thor's Hammer, which has been extremely iconic on this competition so far, the Learn to Turn, which is the first obstacle, and then of course the bear traps. So some fantastic obstacles there. Be sure to go check them out at www.oznwt.com or email oznwt@outlook.com to find out more information about how you can take your ninja course to the next level.
Very well said, Jack. And with that, we're just about ready to jump into the placement course, but there's still such high levels of talent. It's worth noting who the favorites are coming into this event. Starting off with Abby Cutts. We'll be seeing her in the Elite Female Division, was in the Young Adult Division, placed third at the World Championship, and it's no surprise that she's made the jump up to Elite for the Premier Series here. One of the hardest working athletes I've had the privilege of meeting and training with. Also a very humble ninja as well. So it's no surprise she's bringing her skills over to the Premier Series. And I think, considering she only has to beat the third obstacle, she'll be more than okay. Also in that company is Zoe Harkness, who will be seeing a couple runs after Abby, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see here, putting the links on display, Zoe has so much skill and swiftness here. That placement course is very Lachey heavy on the back half, so it should play right up Zoe's alley. Her strengths will definitely get a chance to shine on the placement course especially, but also on the challenge course. On the men's side, we have Riley Hume, one of the most insane ninjas I've ever seen in terms of tricks. You can see that this guy knows how to fly. And again, he basically just invented this move, at least for ninja. I don't know. I've seen this over and over, and I'm speechless every single time. I don't know how else to describe it. Riley Hume is definitely going to be one to look out for. If he can do this casually, I don't think that these courses are going to be too problematic for him. And of course, there is the Australian champion, the reigning winner of the Ninja Challenge League Finals, Ty Beetle, who was the only athlete to clear Stage 2 last year at the Australian Finals for the Ninja Challenge League. So with that, obviously he knows how to perform under pressure and knows when to deliver when it matters. I have a very strong feeling we're going to see a large amount of success out of Mr. Beetle here. I can't wait to see how he's going to handle everything.
Yeah, and I think it's worth noting that we've only highlighted 4 of the 22 competitors here. So much ninja royalty actually just kind of in amongst this elite division. I think it's worth highlighting that we've got Millie Baker stepping up. We just saw Darren Baker in the amateur male division completely dominate, coming out with the victory. And Millie Baker, of course, who won the World Ninja League Premier Series finals last year for the teen division, now stepping up into the elites. She won it. So she's going to be looking to hold her title and really step up into this elite division. They are a dynamic duo. It's Father's Day in Australia, and they are doing what they love the most, which is ninja. And I think they're both going to be hopeful that they can both take home a win here today.
Well, we saw Millie win the Premier Series finals in the teen division last year. Now as she's making the jump to elites, anything could happen, but I'm pretty confident she'll perform very well today and give everyone a run for their money in the elite division if she decides to take the trip out to finals. Now, taking a look at your run order on screen right now, you can see so many iconic athletes from the Australian ninja scene. 8th on your run order is going to be none other than Jake Baker. Jake, one of the fastest athletes I've personally seen, and I'm pretty excited to see him tackle, especially the placement course. I've said this about the placement course. The back half of that course is where you need to put the burners on the most. So having the jets ready to turn on at any given moment of the course, Jake Baker can absolutely do that, as can teen phenom from a few years back, Ash Campbell. He's going to be running 5th.
Yeah.
Ash is very experienced, very, very calm every time he runs. But if you blink a second longer than normal, suddenly he's going to have destroyed this entire course and you'll have missed it.
Yeah. No, Ash Campbell is definitely insane. He's going to be one to watch and definitely going to be a favorite coming into this elite division. Of course, there you can see we've got Riley Hume as well, who was in our highlight reel earlier. But there is just so many phenomenal athletes that aren't even on this page as well. Which is worth noting. You got Dan Mason, who's kind of ninja royalty, and has been around the sport for longer than most. And he's known as the barefoot ninja in Australia. I don't know if he's allowed to go barefoot in this competition, but he is so quick. Like, seriously, super fast, super technical. And again, another favorite. I seriously couldn't pick a top 4 from this. It's impossible to predict.
Well, I can confirm that he is most certainly not allowed to go barefoot in this competition, but I completely agree when it comes to this man's talent, and it is going to be very tough to narrow this down to 4 with 18 athletes in the elite male division alone. As you can see on your screen, number 14 in the run order is Ty Beetle. There he is, the reigning champion. It's going to be very interesting to see how he performs. Now, our last 4 runners are going to be our elite female athletes. We've got Abby running 19th. Shortly after is Millie, then Zoe, and then our final runner is going to be Allie Rogers. Allie is another very strong athlete, just has such great performances in the Ninja Challenge League, so it's no surprise that she's here. And considering the lineup we have for the elite female division with these 4 women, I'm fully expecting all 4 of them to make those first 3 obstacles on the challenge course look like a piece of cake. I'm pretty confident they'll all make it to finals.
I think they're just going to be competing for first place. I think that's really
pretty
where
much,
all of their minds are. So I'm really excited to see if Millie Baker, how she steps up into the elite division. But only time will tell as we move into our first elite male competitor. We get this division underway. Super exciting. One of the most packed Australian divisions that we've seen in a minute. And it's great to see Luke Day, who...
Well, this is actually Sasha Madzarevic.
Oh, yes. My mistake there. Sasha, we're going to get our first look at the course. You can see 120 is on the clock, just having a little bit of struggle there with the momentum, but he finds his balance. And the expectation is extremely high coming in to this elite competitor course. He knows that he's got to go quick if he wants to set a top time. For those tuning in, just to remember, the placement course is only used to decide places. So that means you got to go quick if you want to be in a top spot for that challenge course. Great links there, getting through this course really quickly. I think he's going to have to link these as well, Kane.
Oh, but he
he's gonna take
doesn't.
a
Got a
backward
little
swing.
too close to that bar. But you know what? Sasha's still moving at a great pace. A minute 20 is the time limit, which is 10 seconds shorter than every other division we've seen this weekend. The Elite's
To be honest,
really
I
being
think-
pushed here, but Sasha is more than rising to the occasion. It's been a minute. He's at the top of the warped wall. He's going to pull himself right over and hit the buzzer to start off
Yeah.
our Elite division. A minute and 4 seconds to kick us off. What a great job by Sasha there.
Yeah, Sasha doing a phenomenal run there. Great to see those links there on the wheels, moving through them very quickly, making great light work of this course so far. And I honestly think the time limit is not going to be a problem for these ninjas. It's going to be a race to who can do it the fastest. And Sasha throwing down a great time there as we now move through to Riley Hunt, our second elite male competitor. So many great competitors to come, and Riley is definitely one of those.
Riley, definitely a very fast athlete. I think, you know, the Australian ninja scene started off as a very endurance heavy just environment due to the nature of the show being so endurance oriented. But recently, the Australians in the last few years have really upped their game when it comes to speed and efficiency. And it's been showing this weekend, and it's really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think we have the World Ninja League to thank for that. I think it was a bit of a shock when the Australians started coming overseas and then realizing that endurance wasn't the only requirement. You did have to be extremely fast, and you had to link everything out there. And so big shout out to the US for showing us that. And we're still waiting on that starting platform. We're going to be getting underway very soon here. We can take a look. We can see Sunny as well in position 13. He's also another competitor who's going to be coming up later. He's also kind of in that caliber with Riley Hume. They go toe-to-toe quite often in these competitions, so I think it's going to be interesting to see just the caliber. Again, once again, you saw Riley's clips at the start, but realistically, we could have had clips for all of these young men.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like we might just be waiting for the course to be adjusted a slight bit, making sure everything is the same for all of our athletes across the board. Riley Hunt currently on deck, and then we'll be followed by many heavyweights. A minute 4 seconds to the buzzer set by Sasha. I guess we can play the prediction game while we wait. What do you think the fastest time is going to be, Jack? Because I'm estimating somewhere around 50 to 52 seconds.
Yeah, I reckon. I was thinking I do want to go as far as to say I think some of these elites are just going to be pushing it for the fun of it, and I genuinely think someone could maybe do a 48, 49 if everything goes right. And I want to be bold in saying that, but I'm hoping that someone is going to be able to get there.
You know, a 48 might be the absolute limit I would give it. I would love to see it. You might be a little more optimistic than me. I just think that there's a lot of running around the gym. You know, they're basically taking a full lap around the compound. But we shall see if Riley Hunt can give us our first sub-minute finish of the day for the elites.
Yes.
Wow,
and,
blazing through the slack line in 7 seconds through the first 3 obstacles. Good skips here on the dungeon.
One of my favorite
Nice
parts
wide
about
grips.
watching the elites is they're always looking for ways to innovate, and so maybe we'll see some more beta breaks across the courses here as they look for different ways to go faster. And Riley, just great pace so far, moving super smooth, lining up that backswing, hopefully going to be lining up these, and it looks like he's going to take a second swing there. He probably didn't need it, but I just wanted to really make sure that it was going to happen.
Just like that, he's going to give in his way through and skip that last wheel. Kind of uses it, but not really. And he's going to pull his way up. I do believe we're going to see our first sub-minute clear.
Oh,
Riley Hunt's got to get himself over the wall. He's taking some time. And it looks like he finally got it. A minute and 2 seconds. Sets the new fastest time. Just a hair ahead of Sasha.
Yeah, he looks like he was
his stomach. He might have folded his stomach over the wall.
Okay. Well, let's hope that he is okay. And, next we're moving on to a big contender here. be the second Riley.
Riley Hume, we saw the highlight reels from this young man. We know he can tear it up, and he's already powering right through the dungeon. Great landing. He's crawling a nice little roll. He just wants to make sure that he's still moving forward. Gotta love the hustle here out of Riley Hume. Great link dismount off of that wing net. He's going to jump right up and immediately throw a link over. We knew he had it in him, and he is by far setting the fastest time. It's been 35 seconds barely as he's givening through the wings. The wheels fully through. Oh my goodness. And
what
with a
happening?
sub 50 time, 42 seconds by Riley Hume. How in the world has that just happened? That was insane. Look at that, the little scramble, the bear crawl into the roll to make sure that he just kept his momentum going forward. This guy only had one gear, and he stuck with it the entire time. We guessed 40 to 52 seconds, and he obliterated our predictions, Jack.
Yeah, we thought that 48 seconds would be optimistic for this course, and now we've seen that a 40... I don't know if that's going to be tough for people to follow up. I mean, the pressure that Riley Hume has now put on the rest of the competitive field, we're going to have to see how they fare as Luke Davies now steps up to the course, now knowing what Riley Hume has put on the board. He's going to either have to try and match it or come close, knowing where the standard is, and he's moving through with great pace so far, Kane.
Oh, great moves on the dungeon. Awesome efficiency by Luke, but he's a little lost on where he needs to go. Jumps around the camera. Those seconds are going to tick away from him, but he's still well within range of getting a buzzer on the placement course. Has to set up those links. We're seeing less athletes take a backswing on that first bar now. They're just popping right into it. What a great display of power. Now coming into the wheels. Good 1-2 match and go. Now coming up to the warped wall, he's at about 50 seconds left, or 50 seconds in his run. And just like that, 52 seconds. That was what I predicted. It's about as fast as it looked. I just can't believe Riley beat that by 10 seconds. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was just really that extra level of urgency. I mean,
it's not like Luke moved slow. He didn't by any means. He absolutely sailed through that and did everything right. So I have to watch those runs back and see what made the difference.
That is a scary prospect. And I'll tell you, if there's someone who could take out Riley Hume's time, it's going to be Ash Campbell. He is one of the best athletes in Australia and is so quick yet so calm at the same time. He's got some big boots to fill with Riley's phenomenal time. But Ash has this way of looking so calm and collected and yet moving so quickly. It's a gift that few ninjas actually have, but Ash makes it super easy. And let's see if his time can compare to Riley's. It's hard to say at this point.
That's right. But that extra swing might take away his opportunity at the fastest time, but he's going to link through anyways. And again, like you said, keeping very calm while still moving very fast. I've only really seen that notably in one athlete, and that's Caden Lebsack. And if you guys know who Caden Lebsack is, if you maybe have heard of him, this is a very high compliment for Ash Campbell. No surprise, he's going to cruise right to the buzzer with a time of 53.9 seconds, currently sitting in third place.
Yeah, it really felt like Ash had a lot more in the tank to give there. I think if he wanted to, he could have gone faster, but I think it's just his nature to take things, and the challenge course is probably going to be what plays to his strengths a fair bit more. As we move on to our next competitor, blink and you'll miss these elite athletes. They are so quick here on these courses.
This is Aaron Otobre. He's making good time right now. Coming into the dungeon. Going with pretty much every peg, but he's going at a very good pace. We've seen athletes... Ooh, an extra swing there. We've seen athletes take different approaches on the dungeon on which pegs to grab. But so far, Aaron's still within striking distance of getting it clear. The question is, what place will he end up in? Oh, no! Oh, my goodness. Aaron Otobre, surprisingly, just went askew on the wing nut off to the side. You could see his hips throw out to the right. and that threw off how he could catch it. Unfortunate there. He might be running first on the challenge course if this streak of buzzers keeps up.
Yes, well, this expectation of speed does kill. And Fraser Smith, again, another athlete. Oh, we just keep running through such high caliber. Yeah, Fraser is so quick and such a good athlete. He shows up in so many competitions.
Oh, no, but he falls backward. He's going to get it. They're going to give him the clear on that.
I think it counts.
He's going to keep going.
Wow, he's literally grabbing the ring and then coming up. He's just going for it. This is having Riley Hume vibes. He's really just sending every single one, leaving us on the edge of our seats. It looks like find his rhythm now, and this could be contesting the top time here if he can keep up this pace. It's gonna be close.
Landing. Yeah, it's been about 40 seconds. I think he's just gonna be a hair behind Riley, but 44 seconds, Fraser Smith hops right into second place. Jeez, man, these athletes are bringing it right now.
I mean,
I love those skips. My personal favorite might have been how he just manhandled the slack line, just sprinted across it as if it was like this giant bridge with 3 feet, of insurance, 3 feet wide. Like, it's crazy. But
it is crazy.
Now we take it to another speed demon. It's Jake Baker.
We are just flying through these exceptional athletes. The compound just brings the best of the best. And Jake Baker is definitely among those top athletes there, almost bringing over the balance theme there, but he finds his stride. Jake Baker, just such a seasoned athlete in this sport, has been at the World Championships before, been to every competition known to man, and he always places consistently well. So he's keeping good pace so far. Riley Hume's time still standing out and proving very difficult to beat, but Jake, the power.
Nice two-handed link tech there. Now he's coming up at the 40-second mark right now. He's used half of his time limit. Looking to potentially finish in the top 5 if he can get up this wall quickly. And with a time of 51 seconds, Jake Baker hops right into the top 3.
Yeah, he can be happy with that.
With 10 runners to go, though, who knows how that's going to change. But regardless, Jake Baker doing what we all expected him to do, and that's clear the placement course with ease and with style.
Yeah, I think Jake's strength might come out in that challenge course as well. The placement course definitely caters to specific athletes who are super quick, and we know that Riley Hume is not only an exceptional athlete, but he's so fast. And so it'll be interesting to see how Jake fares on the challenge course.
Well, now Ofek Vig is going to be the next competitor taking on the placement course. Looks like we're just on a brief standby as we wait for Clem to give the go-ahead to begin the next run. There's Ofek, waiting by the rising steps. Man, you know what? I'm fine. I'm fine with taking this little time to breathe after the adrenaline shot after adrenaline shot that has been these runs.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, this is one of the most just like consistently stacked divisions I have seen in a minute. Now we move on to Ofek. Let's see how he goes on this course. So many phenomenal athletes have come before him, and he's going to be no exception here as he moves through this course with great pace so far, using that wingspan to his advantage there.
Going with one side of the dungeon before reaching out and dismounting. Coming into the back half of this placement course now. First up, the wingnuts. A good one-arm swing to link his way out. Now he's got to hop up to these bars. Is he going to take a forward swing? No, he's going to throw those links right away, and it pays off. Nice underbar dismount as he's running right over to the mini tramp to head right into the wheels.
Yeah, and he's making decent pace so far. He's used up over half his time to this point. And we're going to see how this fares. It's going to be slightly behind some of the other times, but definitely still a strong time. If he can get over the barrier, and he does. Okay, 58 seconds.
And that's going to put him in 6th place right now. Crazy to think that a sub-minute run isn't even top 5 anymore.
It's an exciting prospect to be insane to think about, but it's also kind of fun. As commentators, we just get to enjoy the crazy is this competition as we move on to Luke Schmitzer. Luke, again, another such a quick athlete. All these athletes are super fast, and the bar is so high. They know they've got to go so fast. Luke making good pace so far, and the urgency, the sense of urgency he's applying to this course is really helping him to go the distance here.
Nice throw there off of the first bar by Luke. He didn't even really have to give himself much airtime. He just pulled straight through, muscled his way through those links. And that's going to save him a lot of time because the longer you're in the air, the more half seconds will tick away, and that does matter. Now, it doesn't look like he's going to be faster than Riley, but he is going to hop into third with a time of 44.4, just 0.41 seconds behind Fraser Smith. Amazing run.
Yeah, just consistently strong runs. I think we've only seen one fall to this point, and that was just probably under the significant time pressure that has been placed on these ninjas. I mean, let's just keep the momentum going here. Luke Schmitzer going to put himself into third place, just behind Fraser Smith, and then Riley Hume leading the pack as we move into Leonard Hermawon. Coming out of Victoria as well. So many strong ninjas. Leonard's been a long time ninja has competed in so many competitions. And now he's going to be putting his technical play on as he moves through this course well so far.
Leonard is cruising right now. Interesting technique. Haven't seen people run the side. Oh, but he's running the wrong way.
Oh!
And now he's got to come right back to the laches. That's going to cost him a few seconds. He has plenty of time left on the clock to clear. But you have to think that threw off his streak of speed just a tad. He's coming up to the wheels now.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think of the bar that's been set from this competition lineup. But Leonard looking super strong so far, making good obstacle 7 and just going to be going up the wall now. And we're going to see what time he secures here. Leonard is going to be locking down his...
Oh no, he missed it. Oh man, he's got 15 seconds to go. Come on, Leonard. Give us another buzzer.
It's
he's
a high wall.
Get the top. No, he got his fingers on it. Oh man.
And he's just going to come unstuck
do
there.
It for Leonard Hermawon. Very surprising end there. Was not expecting that. But you could see that there was a mat blocking that lower slot on the wall. So our elites can't grab there. They got to get to the very top.
And it is a big wall, so it's a big ask for our ninjas, especially in this competition format. But we're going to move straight through to Joby Wright, the super quick, super strong athlete here. Moving well so far. You've pretty much got to run through that balance beam at this point to keep up with the pace of these elite males. Joby is also following suit. Oh, what? No!
Whoa!
No.
Joby Wright's currently going to find himself going first on the challenge course.
Yeah.
With a very surprising early exit. Just missed the hand placement there. You can see he hit the edge of the dungeon frame while reaching for one of the pegs. And that's going to do it for him.
He almost held it, to be fair, and I thought he was going to, but unfortunately the momentum carved him out and made him fall. But we're up to Lockie Lidham now, just flying through these elite male competitors. I don't think we've ever gone through this many competitors so quickly. Speaking to the quality of ninjas here in Australia, Lockie, one of those incredible ninjas. I mean, there was some swing through there with one arm there, so Lockie's definitely got the strength to go the distance here. He's got the wingspan as well behind him, Kane, so many advantages to help him secure a top time here. Gonna take a backswing. That can cost a little bit of time here, but he's making a competitive pace at this point.
Yeah, he's still quite a few seconds ahead of a lot of people. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Baker's 4th place time of 51 seconds is in trouble here. He's got to get up the wall, and he's got to get up it fast, though, which he does. And just like that, 48.1 seconds, Lockie Lidham hops right into 4th place. And incredible showing there. Huge skips on the dungeon. Man, he sailed through that, especially on the back half.
Yeah.
But now we move on to our next athlete.
Just one by one.
This is the one and only This is the one and only Ty Beetle, the Australian champ.
Yes. Okay. He's going to be chasing down Riley Hume's time of 42.45 seconds. Ty, just such a huge reputation in the Australian community, such a strong athlete, and now going to be moving through this course with ease. The question is, what time is our Australian champion?
Well, so far, so good.
Yeah.
He's not going to be faster than Riley to this point, but he is looking to get into that top 5. If he can get over this wall super quickly, a nice wall flip there.
Move.
45.6, a 4th place finish for Ty Beetle at the moment, with just 4 runners left to go in the elite male division.
It's crazy to see that Ty is coming in at 4th place, and it's a testament to the quality of athletes we have here today. He's going to have his work cut out for him, and he's on 4th place at the moment. It's important to remember and to not lose sight of the fact that we're going to be whittling down to the top 4, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be a tough call as we move into Sonny Axnick, another young up-and-coming ninja who's so quick, and hopefully he can help contest some of these top times.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that was a risky run, but you got to risk it here.
Oh, they're actually going to call him out.
And that's...
Oh, man.
That's tough.
My guess is he never really crossed the finished platform of the slack line there. That is unfortunate.
Yes, unfortunately that's going to conclude Sonny's run there, but make no mistake, he'll be back on the challenge course very soon, and he's going to be phenomenal on that course. I think he's going to go the distance, and we've had a few really strong elite males come out early, but we have no doubt they're going to put the pressure on in the challenge course, which it actually matters. As we now move into a phenomenal athlete, Itzia Shen, a notable ninja in the Australian community, always on the mic in a lot of Australian competitions, and also just so in this community, showing so much love to show so many ninjas online. Let's see how Shen goes on this course.
So far, Itzia is moving very smoothly. He's going to get in the lock-off, hitting every single peg on the dungeon. We'll see how that affects his time. Now he's starting to go for some skips. And he's setting himself up for that dismount. Has to really push it, though.
Yes.
He has to touch the starting platform.
Okay.
There we go. And now 40 seconds. This might be the closest to a time up we're seeing right now. His pace, not the craziest in the world. He actually only has 33 seconds. He's got to link through the laches here.
Well, we're going to see how Shen goes through this course now. First one, okay, so he's going to be taking the backswings here. It's going to be a close finish here, Kane, for us. We don't mind a buzzer beater, though. It keeps things entertaining. You can see a smile on his face. I think he was told the time limit that he's got left. He knows he's got 14 seconds here. He's going to have to go. His clock is winding down here. 8 seconds. I don't know if this is going to be enough time to get up the wall and hit that buzzer. And unfortunately, Itzia Shen is going to come unstuck. He's going to give it another go just to show everyone that he knows how to get up that wall. And we're going to see him on the course. He'll be running pretty early. He won't be running first. He's in 13th at the moment. How he fares on the challenge course, only time will tell. But Shen can be super happy with that run. Unfortunately, just little inconsistencies that are just going to cost him the finish there as we move straight through to Ashton Hassey. Ashton, again, coming from Victoria, 14 years of age in the elite division. That's what we love to see. These young guns just stepping up and really crushing it against the veterans.
So far, so good here from Ashton. Nice skip there towards the end, but that does throw off his swing. He's going to give it a little backswing and get right out of the dungeon, sprinting right into the wingnuts now. Going to jump right into the ring. A big pull back and should be good to go here first. No, he's going to take an extra swing.
Okay.
Sets himself up for the dismount, but now he's going to use an extra backswing here. 40 seconds on the clock. He is pushing it. It's still clearable, though.
It definitely is with 33 seconds on the clock, and he's got those links on the lockdown, so that's going to save him a lot of time there. And hopefully with 25 seconds left on the back end of this, he's going to see himself through this course, up the wall. This wall's proven to be tricky for a lot of our ninjas, but Ashton's going to fly up it with ease. He's going to clock a time of 105.45. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. You could see just how clean the technique was. Managed to really pull through after taking a little bit of time on the dungeon.
Ooh.
And now we take it to our final runner in the elite male division. It's Daniel Mason, the barefoot ninja. Not allowed to be barefoot here, but I have a feeling he's going to use those legs to really power through the course.
Yeah, we've saved the most iconic for last. Daniel Mason, he's quick on his feet. He's got the tech, he's got the speed. And if he can pull it all together here, he could be contesting one of those top times. He knows that the top 4 is highly contested at the moment. I think he's just moving the mat or the rope, just making sure everything's in a... Just got to make sure everything is lined up perfect for him for this perfect run. Daniel Mason, been in the sport for longer than almost anyone. Such a phenomenal ninja with such a huge resume. Stack him. Blink and you will miss him, ladies.
Oh no! Did his foot just touch? Whoa!
Oh.
Daniel Mason.
What a shocking way to end the elite male division. Daniel Mason just misstepped on the slack line. Touchdown. And you could tell, you know, he's not letting it get to him. Obviously, not the way he wanted that to go, but seems to be keeping his composure. It's very likely he'll be running first or second for the challenge course. Just got the official result. He'll be running second on the challenge course.
I guess if you're a fantasy, you'll be seeing him very shortly, which is good news, but otherwise not the best news he's probably hoping. But I have no doubt that Daniel Mason will rise to the occasion, put the pressure on the rest of the competitor field, and hopefully that's going to work in his favor as we step into the elite female division. Abby Cutts, 16 years old, a phenomenal athlete who we've seen in our highlight reels, now stepping up to the elite female division to this Premier Series qualifier.
Now this slack line, probably the most time-consuming part because you have to steady yourself. Abby makes it look easy. Now working her way through the dungeon. Going one at a time on these pegs. Now starting to get in a groove where she's skipping. Good swivel here. Looks like she's got that set perfectly for the dismount. Trucking her way over to the wing nuts now.
Abby moving at a pace that is still definitely clearable at this pace. So we're looking strong so far. It will come down to whether or not she links these, however, and she's going to link them,
links there.
which is great.
Oh, but not the dismount. Interesting. But you know what? 30 seconds still on the clock. A clear still absolutely in the cards. Got to get through the wheels as efficiently as possible. Great gibbon tech there from Abby Cutts. 20 seconds remaining for the warped wall. Let's see if the leg power pulls up. Oh, but she's got the slot that's covered by a mat. 10 seconds remaining. She's going to wipe her shoes off as quickly as possible before giving it everything right before the top of the wall. So close. Hand just under the bar. And that's going to end Abby Cutts' run just short of a buzzer. Still an awesome job there.
Yeah, Abby unfortunately coming unstuck on that warped wall. And it is a big warped wall there that they've got to pull themselves up. And unfortunately, it could be a sticking point for some of our ninjas, but if there's anyone who can conquer it, it might be Millie Baker, our WNL Premier Series winner for the teen division last year, conquering all of the United States last year in that teen female division, and now stepping up into the elite female division, which is exciting to see. She trains out of the compound. We saw her father, Darren Baker, absolutely smash it in the amateur male. And now she's going to be hoping to follow suit in the elite females. And she's moving with an agenda at the moment, Kane.
Well, not only did she take down the Americans, she took down the entire world at the Premier Series Finals. And then came back to the World Championships in June, where she placed 10th overall. Going to set up those links as well. Underbars that dismount. We're seeing great paces through this final obstacle.
36
Great
seconds
job
on the
hopping
clock.
through the wheels. Oh, did they accidentally press fail? She's going to keep going, and I do believe that they accidentally marked that as a fail instead of giving her credit.
Oh, Clem might have noticed something that we didn't see. It might have been an accidental foot touch.
Ooh, maybe it was a missed dismount. We'll have to go back and look.
Oh, that's unfortunate there. Millie was on such a great run there, lining up with 30 seconds to go on her second attempt on the warped wall. But unfortunately, that's going to see her potentially running first in this elite female division.
So in between right underneath the third wheel, there is a blue mat. And by the looks of it, looking back at the replay, it's elevated above the other mats to cover a gap. And Millie tapped her foot down on it.
Well, we are going to be moving through to our next competitor, Zoe Harkness. Definitely one of the in the elite female division, has such a huge resume and has been such an incredible of the female divisions of this sport, just having so many different achievements over the years.
I've been very excited to see Zoe run, specifically as we enter the back half, beginning with the wingnuts here, because we saw her links put on display, and now is the time to let it shine fully. Gonna take an extra backswing, set herself up, and good sets there on the links, no problem whatsoever. Now she's gonna have to watch her feet. That elevated blue mat right there is there for safety purposes, but you don't want to foot tap, and she's quickly through.
Wow.
Now for the warped wall. Can she get up to the top? Yes, she can. Zoe Harkness is going to be our first clear in the elite female division with a time of 57 seconds.
Zoe making that look super easy there, and definitely setting it for the elite females, showing them what it's going to take to get that finish in there. Zoe finishing comfortably as we move on to our final elite female competitor, Ali Rogers, another phenomenal female athlete, trains out of Australian Warrior Fitness, coming from New South Wales, which is great to see more East Coast competitors stepping up.
Well, Ali so far making light work of this front half of the course, just working on her transitions between obstacles, but has such a great steady pace on the dungeon. Now just is lining up her dismount. Great movement there. Coming up to the wingnuts now with 50 seconds remaining. Only 30 seconds have passed.
Yeah, pretty solid pace, certainly similar to Zoe's time. However, she's got to make sure she's getting these quick dismounts and linking the bars here. Going to take a backswing. Hopefully, we're going to see the links start to come into effect here, and we are, as Ali gets the dismount. Cannot floor that movement there. Super smooth. 26 seconds, a little bit behind Zoe's pace, but still enough to get a finish here and put herself into second place if she can pull it off. Now, going up the warped wall. She's going to need to get this.
She has a little bit of time to compose herself and give it one good attempt here. Almost had it, and with 5 seconds left, I don't think we're going to see it in the remaining time. And that's going to do it at the foot of the warped wall. Ali Rogers taking third place, just a hair behind Abby Cutts. And Zoe Harkness will be our only finisher on the placement course for the elite female division.
Well, blink and you'll miss them, Kane. I mean, that was one of the most entertaining placement courses I've seen all season and in all of cross of 2023 as well. The Australians really coming out in full force here for this elite division. We saw our top three for the elite females, and then we also we have received some information that is extremely important. They are reviewing Millie Baker's run at the moment. That is under review. To add another level of excitement to the elite division just in general. I don't think it could get that much more exciting. Has been, but apparently it could. If that has been reviewed and if they discover that it was a mistake, then we'll probably see Millie Baker have another go at that course. But in the meantime, we're going to have a quick look at our elite males once again. Really, all of them deserve to be here. Riley Hume, I mean, let's talk about this young man, Kane. He is just exceptional.
Yeah, 42 seconds. Something unheard of on this placement course all weekend. One of the fastest runs we've had in the Premier Series this season, period. There's his run again. You could tell that he was scrambling to the buzzer like he needed it. And it definitely paid off for him in the end as he set the fastest time by a country mile.
Yeah, there was really no could quite catch him. We saw Fraser Smith, of course, as well. He was always going to be one who was going to do phenomenal here, setting a 44.01. The advantage that he has is look at that wingspan that he has on his side, just using it to his advantage, using those long arms to really help him get through it. We have just received confirmation as well that Millie's run is going to stand and that was the correct call, so we will see her running first in the elite females, which is still going to be an exciting prospect. She set the standard for the rest of the competitors. It also might be quickly worth taking a look at Luke Schmitz's run, who is also going to secure at the moment, but it's only the placement course, so the challenge course is really where we start to get serious. And for those wondering what the run order is going to look like, take the order that's in front of you and then reverse it. So we will see Joby Wright as our first competitor, and then we can see once again the standings here. Zoe Harkness really coming out as the standout athlete for the elite females.
Yeah, what an incredible run. It's also worth noting Allie Rogers, you can see on your screen just to the right of her name, sponsored by Goodman Grips. So shout out to them for providing athletes as talented as Allie with the opportunity to come out to events like the Premier Series. Always grateful to see that athletes are getting sponsorships and incredible support from their community around them.
Yeah, we love to see
With that said, this challenge course is sure to be a good one. We've got some crazy obstacles set up for the elites. Clem has absolutely cooked on this one. We'll be back in just a bit, and we'll go over the probably what's going to be the most intense, most competitive division of the entire weekend. Welcome back, everyone, to the World Ninja League Premier Series qualifier here at the compound in Melbourne, Australia, where our 22 elite athletes, our 18 elite males and 4 elite females, will be tackling the challenge course. On the right side of your screen right now is the run order. You can see our first 14 runners with the remaining 8 still to come just off screen. Shout out to NinjaWorks for creating all of these lovely run orders in an organized fashion. And shout out to Carl, the CEO, owner of NinjaWorks. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Carl. Thank you for all of the work that you've contributed to this amazing community. We genuinely couldn't do it without you, and we're very grateful for all that you've provided with NinjaWorks here. Now, what you're looking at right now is a demonstration of the second obstacle on the challenge course, this TikTok. It's right after the first obstacle, learn to turn. Huge send there by Mr. Darren Baker, who is our demo guy for the elite division today. We saw Darren clear the challenge course earlier in the amateur division, so it's no surprise he's been selected to demo this course.
Okay, and it's going to be interesting to see what types of changes they've made here on this Elite Division course. We did see just on the TikTok earlier, there was a catch to a cliff ledge, which was not in previous divisions, so maybe that's a sign of more changes to come. The rotating cliff looking pretty similar. I don't think our competitors are going to have too much trouble on this obstacle. It definitely was a struggle point for previous divisions. But the nature, you can see Clem there demonstrating it, even having a little slip up himself. But been doing it all day, setting up these courses all weekend, so he has every right to make that mistake there. But the rotating cliffs look like they're going to stay the same, which is, I guess, good news for our elites. But I'm excited to see how the rest of the course shapes up. Thor's Hammer, of course, one of our sponsored obstacles here. It's always great to see our Australian sponsor stepping in here to really provide the best of the best. Again, that's Oz NWT Obstacles. This is a very unique obstacle. And yeah, if that face looks familiar, it is Darren Baker. And yes, he did win the amateur male division earlier today, so he stepped up on the Thor's Hammer. And now just showing everyone how it rotates. That should be no troubles for our competitors, but yes.
I do believe that they've moved the mat back from the hammer. It used to be almost directly under it. So that dismount might be a little further, but we just saw Darren get through it with ease. Something that will be different from what Darren tried in the amateur division. The cannonballs and cliffs have been swapped out for a bear trap move. You can see the bear traps also made by OS NWT. Right up there at the top of the rig. Darren's going to give it a crack. He has not tried this. This was not on his challenge course, but I think he can get this. He's a very capable athlete.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he goes. These bear traps can be tough, especially in a flying bar setting, but let's see how he goes. Can he flash it for the first time?
It's worth noting that bear traps were not... Oh, overshot it with his left there. You have to keep that bar even. It's so tricky. And like I was about to say, it's worth noting that the bear trap was featured in the teen division yesterday, and none of the teen athletes were able to break past this obstacle. So if anyone is fortunate enough to beat the bear traps, they won't just be the first in the elite division, they'll be the first of the whole weekend. Whoa, Clem taking the bar with him. Showing all of the different ways that it can go wrong so the athletes know what to avoid, right? That's what he's doing.
Yeah, very intentional here. Definitely, it is a tough obstacle, and it's interesting to hear that no one yesterday managed to get it. Clem creating an obstacle. I mean, this is the elites, so you gotta have these kind of defining obstacles that help to separate them apart.
There we go. Clem, the left side actually didn't go through the bear trap, but the right side was locked in. That's the closest we've seen anyone do it all weekend. It's going to be very, very fun to see how our elites fare, because I do think it's going to be beaten. The question is just how many people are going to beat it.
Yeah, I think the elites are all having a bit of a laugh. They know that these courses, they need to be difficult. It's a common thing in Australia to design courses that just aren't really often easily finished, and I think this is just part of the Australian context, which is good to see. We want these ninjas to be challenged. Okay, Darren's going to be stepping up for his second attempt now. A lot of pressure here, so many eyes watching in as Darren lines it up.
Wow, he locks it in. That's the first time we've seen someone beat this obstacle this weekend. And Darren's going to get that dismount out to the red mat. Now you can see that left cradle didn't really fold back in. He had to wiggle it in to officially lock it in the bear trap. Otherwise, he would have fallen out the same way Clem did. So our athletes might have to be a little wary of that left bear trap.
Well, they've definitely seen that it's now possible, which is good to see. Oz NWT just coming in with the great obstacles. Yeah, typically bear traps, I think it's just the way in which it's positioned that makes it such a tough obstacle, and that's really cool to see. We might be seeing a little bit of innovation here on this obstacle. I wonder if they've got to climb on top of it?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's an obstacle called the wall flip, designed by Caleb Bergstrom, one of the top athletes in the world. And it's maybe a year or two old now. So by the looks of it, they'll have to get on top, grab that bar, and then flip over, and it will swing with them. We'll get verification very soon, as it looks like Clem is about to demo.
Yes, and it's handy for everyone to see these obstacles in action before they step on them and have to flash them for the first time. For those training out of the compound, I think it might be a bit of a staple for them. I feel like Clem would have used this in previous competitions, but if you're coming from out of state, it might be something that you've never actually tried before. And so there's definitely that home court advantage for some people. I have a feeling they might have to lache all the way across. Oh no, okay, there's a preliminary bar, which makes it easy before that rotating bar takes them back around.
Well, looks like they're just asking some questions about it right now. Once again, a very unorthodox move for the entire Australian community. Not many have really experienced something like this before. So they're really making sure that they do their homework before their runs actually kick off.
And it is really important to check all of the rules beforehand, because if you get on there and you get called for a mistake, it's too little too late. You should have asked the question, I guess, in these moments, and that's why the ninjas are taking full advantage of these opportunities. And we're going to see now, hopefully we'll get a demo soon on this obstacle once questions have been answered, to help us understand how this is going to be approached, just see it in action. And it looks like Darren might be stepping up once again to have to take on this entire elite course and demo it for everyone. All the others are eagerly watching on, knowing that they can't yet attempt it until it is their run.
All right, looks like Darren is just sizing up this obstacle now. He's about to get going. You can see many of the athletes on the side trying to visualize their hand placement so they can get through this as efficiently as possible. And Darren, maybe a little nervous, maybe just waiting for the go-ahead. I can't really tell. Oh, he's getting ready to go now.
Okay.
You gotta really, yep, you're gonna use that top bar, prop your feet up, pull yourself forward, squat down. That grip that he's using, that's exactly what you want to do, and flip right over, hold on tight. Darren Baker showing us exactly how it's done. Great lache out. Now this bar is going to do a 180-degree rotation. You can see the athletes clearing out the way. He's going to pull back. and send himself all the way over. And send himself back as well. Which means you might want to do this on the very first swing. Truly is a privilege to be able to see the demo and rules for these courses. It's not often you see this in the Premier Series. I think it's a great look into the culture of the ninja scene that we're looking at. Oh, they're going out to the next bar, and that's what Darren just missed. That's why that platform is moved back.
I think Darren's going, what? They have to get that far? And Clem's going, yep, that's the expectation.
The funny thing is, it seems like one of the easier parts of the obstacle in comparison to doing a flip on the board.
Yeah. It still looks like a pretty significant dismount that they've got to be able to get to. Like, that's quite the distance on that moving bar. But the ninjas definitely have the strength and the linking potential to be able to pull it off.
This is going to be something else, man. Something else, that's for sure.
But this is good. I mean, we want a tough course. We don't want one that everyone flies through. And the caliber of these competitors is really strong. So there's got to be obstacles that make them stuff up.
Absolutely. And you know what? One thing about the challenge course, everyone talks about how it's nice that the athletes will get a second try if they make a careless mistake and whatnot. And they're absolutely right. But it's also really cool for course designers because that means that they get to go outside of the box more than normal. They don't have to make an obstacle that has to be beaten on the first attempt. They could say, well, I think this could be beaten in 2. And that means that the level of difficulty might be higher than normal. And I think that's really exciting about the challenge course from a course design standpoint.
It is an interesting prospect. It looks like, I wonder if we're going to be moving on to, it looks like cliff ledges might be in play rather than the bird cages, which is, again, another exciting addition here. Just a nice cliff lane, a bunch of
and then
angled cliffs.
That ledge rotates 90 degrees and locks in there.
Wow.
So they're going to have to maneuver through this long line of cliffs. And looks like Darren is getting ready to give it a go. Man, he's been killing it so far in this demo. Why don't you go, Elite Darren?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I think Darren looked at the competitive field and he's like, I'm okay just dominating in the amateur field for the moment. I think he'll try and get a win there and then step up maybe next year.
Oh,
but he definitely could do it.
That ledge doesn't lock in, so it can swing back on you. That could mess you up, but Darren just made it look absolutely easy.
Yeah, I mean, Darren's doing a great job. He is in the amateur division and he's tackling these elite obstacles pretty darn well, flashing the majority of them. Are we going to see the flying bar in play potentially?
Dude, what else has changed for this course? This is crazy.
I guess we're just getting to discover this as with the audience as to what's going to be in play, and I'm excited for a flying bar. It's another addition. Clem once again stepping up. I mean, he would have been working so hard over the last few days to get this gym set up in the appropriate orientations for this competition and to make sure everything's well tested and it's possible. And now he's stepping up and demonstrating all the obstacles. And to do a flying bar after a long couple of days of work is very impressive on his part.
Oh, looks like he's gonna... Oh, you can use the footholds, it seems.
Oh, interesting.
This could lead to some interesting... Oh, okay, I remember this obstacle. This is another Caleb Bergstrom classic here. You'll get to shoot your way through the bars here. If you want to stop on the footholds, you can, but you're going to have to take the bar with you. So you can lean back on the footholds and wedge that bar through the gap, just like Clem is doing, or you can lean forward like that and lock into those cradles there, where you're then, oh, what is he doing here?
I think Clem should be in the elites.
Oh my
Whoa!
goodness. You know, we already have an obstacle called the guillotine, but that one looked like an actual guillotine. My
That is
goodness.
sick.
That drop is going to be crazy. And that blue mat is there, so you can't just skip over that. You're going to have to do that flip in order to get a low enough point to avoid that blue mat and get the dismount.
What a legendary obstacle. I'm excited to see these elites take it on. And I mean, to do that on your first, or I guess you get 2 attempts potentially. But to do that pretty much flashing it is going to be tough. It looks like a really awkward grab considering those 2 wooden, I guess, guillotines are moving independently of one another. And so that's going to add to the layer of difficulty there. But, I mean, what an exciting course. Well done by Clem, a phenomenal course designer who has really gone above and beyond this weekend to give a course that, yeah, the elites have asked for it, and the elites are going to get it.
Oh, man. That's going to be... You know, you also have to think, you know, you look at an obstacle and you don't see the person demoing it beat it. You know it's beatable, but... Whew.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Well, you just got to take it one obstacle at a time, and that's how you overcome these types of courses. And I mean, let's take a look at the lineup. And if the look at the people that are going to be going first and second. We got Sonny Axnick and Daniel Mason, just 2 phenomenal athletes who had a big upset in the placement course. They were just too quick on the placement course for their own good and unfortunately made simple mistakes early on. Sonny and Daniel both going to be running first and second. And then later on, you can see Jake Baker in 13th place. Ash Campbell in 11th at the moment. So still so many strong competitors. Lockie Lidham in 14th in the run order. And then, of course, we've got a few more to lead up to Riley Hume, who is going to be our top-seeded competitor and the one to watch here today, Kane. But, yeah, I think we are going to see some finishes here. We're going to see some clears. And Riley has a long time to wait until it's his turn. And I wonder, sometimes that can be an advantage. Sometimes it can be a disadvantage, just having to watch so many competitors go through before you get to run. It really just depends on what the competitor prefers.
I'm just trying to see where I've seen this bar obstacle before, because this is wild.
Yeah. It's an obstacle. I rate it. It feels inspired from a lot of different places. It feels like familiar territory. But I mean, yes, we do have a very stacked field here. We can see Itzia Shen going to be running 5th there. Leonard Hermawan again running 6th. 2 really strong ninjas there. Itzia Shen, he's commonly on the mic in the Australian context, which is often great to see. So if you ever get a chance to check out the Australian streams, also you will likely hear him on the mic. Leonard, again, a phenomenal athlete who's been competing for 7 years in the sport. And yeah, just so many strong competitors. I still think Ash Campbell is going to be one of the competitors you're definitely going to have to keep your eye out for. He felt very relaxed in the placement course, and I think he has so much untapped potential that he's going to lean into in this challenge course. He's going to come alive and hopefully tear it up. He's very consistent, very quick, and very smooth and calm, and I think the challenge course is going to play into his favorites. I think another one is going to be Jake Baker. He's definitely a fan favorite to watch. I believe he is related to Darren Baker and Millie Baker, I'm pretty certain. So hopefully the good luck runs in the family. And I've just been confirmed that Jake Baker does. So he's definitely going to be one to watch. He has so much upper body strength and power above some of these other ninjas. So hopefully that's going to give him some advantage. And then, yes, we've got the likes of Riley Hume, Ty Beetle, again, just Ty's our Australian champion at the moment. I just feel like I'm listing off an impossible lineup. And I think the hardest part for us to process is we're going to be whittling it down to the top 4. And what that means is, as an audience and as in this commentary booth, we're going to have to be quite critical and I guess quite harsh on the times and expectations that we place on these competitors. That top 4 is going to be so strongly contested. And if I had to make an early prediction, it's going to be, I would say you're definitely going to have to clear the course. And you're going to have to do it pretty quick. I feel like that's where the bar is going to be.
I just finished my research on that last obstacle, that specific 180 move, and one of our WNL team members brought it up. Happened to be right. I'm kind of ashamed I didn't catch this sooner. It's actually made by a good friend of mine, Kevin Brecky. It's called the Thunder Strike, similar to the Lightning Bolts. It is the brainchild of my friend Kevin, as well as a young star over in Germany named Lucas Honem, and essentially they had similar ideas, put their brains together, and made Thunder Strike as the version that you're seeing here in Australia today. So love to see the influence from all around the world. We got bits of America and Germany coming together for the ending of this Australian obstacle.
That is awesome to see. And Kane, I'm going to ask it before we step in. Who do you think is going to be our winner here today if you just had to pick a ninja?
It's really hard to decide, but when you look at this course and look at how technical it has become and just how much it's evolved, I'm going to go with Riley Hume. Perhaps it's the basic choice, but we've seen in his video so many different technical moves, whether that's with an object or without. And I think he's going to be the one to really figure out how to maneuver his body on these interesting, funky-looking moves. I do think that other athletes can do it as well, but I think Riley might be able to do it faster due to his natural technical ability, as well as the fact that he'll get to watch others before him.
Yes, I think it's definitely a safe bet to say that Riley would be the favorite coming into today. I think Ty Beetle is also going to I think that's where I'm going to put my money at the end of the day. I think Ty has such a great track record, and you know, to be our Australian champion at the moment, you don't get there for doing nothing. So I think Ty has the technical ability. He has the strength and knows how to go the distance. And if I could split my interests and split my bets, I would have to put Ash Campbell as the other favorite here today. But we say all that lightheartedly because, to be honest, we're just sitting. We don't know. It's really up to the ninjas who ends up taking out the top spots. And I think if this Premier Series has shown us anything this year, it is anyone's game.
Oh man, I can't wait to see. Not only that, but the time limit is also going to be such a huge factor in this.
Yes, no, definitely. It'll be interesting to see what our time limit is here for these elites. But I would say that I was discussing earlier, I think the bar, Kane, is going to be, in order to make it into the top 4, you're going to have to finish, and you're going to have to finish fast. I feel like we're going to see at least 4 finishes here.
Interesting. I think we're going to see 2.
Oh, okay.
I think this is going to be a little trickier than most courses. I think the bear trap is going to cause some stumbles. It's either going to end a lot of people's runs, or we could be looking at a scenario where athletes will use a retry on the bear trap, and because of that, some time will tick away. And that may lead to them running out of time before they get to the buzzer.
Yeah, no, that is a fair assumption to make. I'm going to still stir on the side of optimism and just hope that we see multiple athletes through. I think just based on the caliber we've seen so far, they definitely have the potential. They definitely have what it takes to get it done. But yeah, the beauty of all of this, though, is they do have the retries in the back pocket, and that is what makes the Premier Series special. Is on this challenge course, they can make a mistake, have a second attempt at it, and hopefully learn from their previous mistakes. So for something like a bear trap, which would be very and this bear trap specifically, which would be very difficult to land first time, they get that second attempt. They get to feel it out the first time. And that's the same with the final obstacle, with that bar, with that flying bar, and then what was the name of the obstacle again? The thunderstorms?
Thunderstrike.
Thunderstrikes. Okay, so with the Thunderstrike, I think that once you feel it out once, you'll feel a bit more comfortable and hopefully get it the second time. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Sonny is going to be up first as well, and then followed by Dan Mason. So we could see them go pretty far in the course, because Sonny has very similar tech and feelings as a Riley Hume, because they do train together. So hopefully they will help align each other, and Sonny will help set a good pace and a good standard for this course. Once again, we can see Oz NWT, one of the Australian sponsors, stepping up for this competition. They've given us some of these brutal obstacles that include Thor's Hammer and also Learn to Turn, which we didn't quite see at the beginning in the course demo, but trust me, you're going to see it and you're going to realize how tough it is, but also how innovative it is. So just for everyone in Australia that's looking to level up their home gyms, take their competitions to the next level, and want to work with the pioneers of the best ninja obstacles in Australia, be sure to check out Oz NWT, because they are going to give you what you need to become the best version of yourself in regards to ninja.
All right, and just like that, our athletes have cleared the area. The camera crew is making its way over to the starting line. I think we're about to see.
Looks like Aaron
Sonny
might actually be running
ready to
first.
go. Ooh, Aaron, interesting. All right.
He might need to head off early, potentially, which does happen from time to time, or maybe he just really wants to get his run over and done with. But we will see who's on the starting platform. Based on what I can see from the camera angle, it does look like Aaron might be first up.
Oh, man.
Well,
8
we can
grueling
see
obstacles.
we are about to get underway. The long-anticipated Elite Division is nearly upon us. The challenge course, going to be stepping into it. This is where we pick our top 4. This is where we see who's going to be joining us in Washington later this year. And it looks like Aaron Otobre is going to be stepping up to the platform first. First elite male. He now commences his run on Learn to Turn. This is definitely a tough obstacle that can burn a lot of time. 3 minutes 30 on the clock. It's the same time limit that we've seen across all the different competitions, but with much more difficult obstacles for our elites. Aaron making good pace so far. One of the quickest across previous divisions, but in the elites, it's a new breed. It's a new kind of course.
Aaron's been doing
Aaron.
ninja for 5 years. He's a father to an amazingly cheeky little munchkin, doing ninja and other fun things whenever he can. So far, so good here, but he's got to get ready to commit to that jump, and he's slowing himself down. He needs to really stand up straight and then build up a squat, but not enough of a release there. Oh, man. Gonna have to try it again.
TikTok could be his undoing point. Unfortunately, it is so difficult to build up that momentum, particularly if you haven't done these types of obstacles before. It's a very unique one, and it's a feeling that you have to understand, and to be able to time the squats and time the raises. So Aaron is going to take a second attempt at this. He's got more momentum this time.
Oh,
And
man, and
unfortunately-
Aaron Tobre is going to be done on the second obstacle. Unfortunate there.
Yeah, that is a tough start, and I know that Aaron would have gone so much further in that course, but unfortunately, if you haven't done TikTok before, if you haven't, I guess, had that practice, it will cause you to crumple there. But Aaron is going to be heading off early, so I guess no harm, no foul there on his part. As we move through to our next competitor, it's going to be Sonny Axnick, jumping straight onto the course, age 15. He came out in about 2 seconds in the placement course. Definitely was moving a little bit too fast and lost his balance, but Sonny has so much potential here, and I'm sure he's going to go super far in this competition here. Sonny working his way through learn to turn here and trying to get it in the center point, making strong time so far. 30 seconds down on the clock. It's pretty common for learn to turn for it to take about that long, and I think if Sonny can make up some time here, he is going to be back on good pace. Looks like he's got TikTok down on lock. Yeah.
Great dismount there. Coming into the rotating cliffs now. These rotating cliffs, not difficult in terms of grip, but the ledges are pretty small, and our athletes definitely have hands that are a little big for these holds. So it's going to come down to what Sonny's technique is going to be. He's going to go with a rotating technique, one hand per hold, and it works perfectly for him. He's going to line up his swing now for the dismount. Very well done. Coming now into Thor's hammer. Haven't seen too much struggle here from our older divisions. And he's going to go with one ring, pop right over, give it a little backswing. Yeah, that dismount platform got moved back a tiny bit, but not a problem for Sonny Axnick. Now for the first true test on the challenge course. It's going to be the bear trap made by NWT. Haven't seen anyone lock it in except for Darren Baker in the demo of this specific course.
Sonny has great tech, though, and so much skill when it comes to these types of obstacles, so hopefully he can lock it in the first time. He's gearing up for the grab, and he gets...
Yes!
It holds! And now he's going to be looking for that dismount. And Kane, with 1:25 on the clock, Sonny can definitely get a finish here. He's got a little bit to go, bit of a marathon left here in this course, but so far so good. 1:15, this clock is... If he's going to finish, it's going to be super close as he now moves through this flipboard.
Sonny says he loves speed courses, and he's definitely turned this challenge course into a speed course. Now for the link over to the bar, one-handed. Oh. He finds himself a little backward, but he turns around and gets the dismount. Now coming over to this line of cliffs. He has 50 seconds left. And I don't know, because this line of cliffs, as well as the bar tech lane, can be pretty time-consuming, so he's not resting. Still has retries remaining if he needs them, but currently not looking to be too challenging for him. He's going to move on that swiveling ledge and reach right over to the smaller cliff. Hand over hand on the diagonal piece is crazy, but it works for him, and Sonny Axnick's going to get to the final obstacle. Jack, you were right about this kid, but I don't know, 15 seconds. He's got to get it on the first attempt here.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be enough time, unfortunately. I think Sonny kind of knows that, unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough time. It'd be cool to see him give it a go.
Almost. And they're going to let time expire there. But Sonny Axnick makes it to the final obstacle in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. A great run to jump us straight back into the elite action here.
I mean, talk about setting the bar high. Sonny has now set the standard for the course, which is, yeah, you better come and complete it, because I genuinely do think that, well, Sonny definitely has those Riley Hume aspects where his tech is very strong, and so the bar is definitely higher, and if there's someone who's going to reach that bar and pass it, it's going to be Daniel Mason, one of the most seasoned competitors. He's known as the Barefoot Ninja in the Australian community. He's dominated so many competitions over the years. He's super quick. He's got the strength. He's got the tech. Unfortunately, he came out a little bit early on the placement course. Well, actually, really early, just from going too fast. But that is the challenge of the placement course, and in the elite division, the standard that has been set. He's got great balance.
Speed can absolutely kill, but you can see here Daniel taking his time now, being very methodical on learn to turn. He's not going to lock it in the cradle, completely legal, and he is on to the TikTok now. Daniel, so accomplished, specifically on the shows. We've seen him dominate on Australian television, and we recently saw him travel to Japan to represent Australia for a Ninja World Cup. They performed very well there. Tied for third, Australia. Great job. Now
Well,
let's
Dan
see
has
approach here.
one of the most versatile ninjas in the country. Just has every kind of skill under wraps. He's got the balance, he's got the strength, he's got grip strength that just never ceases to exist. And I think he could be on pace to get a clear here. He's looking very comfortable, super smooth so far. I think he's going to have no troubles. It's just going to come down to the bear trap and then also
Great
that
underbar.
final obstacle.
I agree, but I also do believe that the reason Sonny didn't have enough time to clear was actually because of how much he rested. You might not have a whole lot of time to rest on this course, and we'll see how Daniel fares with his recovery time between obstacles. Great lock-in on the bear trap. Thought that was going to trip more people up. So far, we're 2 for 2 on attempts there. Daniel Mason now sizing up the wall flip obstacle.
Yes, we have had 2 phenomenal elite male athletes step up pretty early in this competition, but Dan is looking super comfortable. And I mean, with a minute 27, this is definitely quicker than Sonny's time. But as I say that, he's now starting to realize what he has to do. He's got to send it straight away. He cannot break. And yeah, getting it the second time here. A minute 12, he's coming in with a great deal more time than Sonny did to this point. So if he can stay consistent here, I would say he's maybe got about 20 seconds to finish this.
I agree. He's about 22 seconds faster than Sonny to this point. So you're probably bang on the money when it comes to your time estimate here, Jack. Now Daniel, no surprise, has so much grip in the tank. And he just absolutely crushed the cliffhanger to the surprise of no one. Now for this final obstacle. Oh boy. He has time.
This is
30 seconds. And he has a retry if he needs it.
and as you said, I think he forgot that he had a retry for a second. He looked quite disappointed, and then I think he realized he had another retry, and he was like, oh, okay. He gets one more go. And this will be his second and final attempt on this obstacle. 28 seconds, not a whole lot of time lost from that first retry. And the clock is going to start back up, and he can start again.
He's got to bring that bar through the gap and to the next set of cradles. He's just going to go straight for the skip, not even bothering. And now he's going to turn himself around. Let's see if he can lock in the Thunder Strike move. Got to pop it up precisely and only gets one side in. Oh man, you can see the right side of the Thunder Strike dropping down, but the left just didn't make contact. Still a great run from Daniel Mason that'll put him in first place for the time being.
Yeah, Daniel just throwing down such a strong run there. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite connect on that final obstacle. We have such high expectations every single time he steps up onto the course. And we'll have to wait and see if that's going to hold in the top 4 there, getting some support from his fellow elite athletes who are going to be running later in this course. But we're going to turn our attention to Joby Wright, another competitor who came out a little bit earlier than they would have hoped, but that's proving to be no problem as these elite males have been dominating this challenge course so far, etching us closer and closer to a finish, which is what we'd love to see here. Joby, though,
whoa, a little wobbly there.
having us a little worried. Yeah,
right.
having us on the edge of our seats there.
Joby's been competing in Ninja for 6 years, previously played football, gymnastics, and he enjoys most sports overall. He's a third-year apprentice carpenter, and he just had his first fix, and he's building houses. Good for him.
Let's go Joby. Okay, spending a little bit more time than probably what is ideal.
And he's in the clear. He doesn't have to worry about the learn to turn obstacle anymore.
Yeah, if he had to redo that one, that would cost a great deal of time here, Joby. Now moving through TikTok, looking pretty solid on this obstacle here.
He's going to catch and dismount off and heading right into the rotating cliffs.
Yeah, this obstacle definitely
becoming so efficient. Oh, a little trip there. right, now for Thor's hammer. We've seen different approaches. What's Joby going to do? He's going to go with one ring. Is he going for a skip of the hammer? Nobody's going to peel right off of it. Oh, man, that hammer really sent him for a spin there.
And I wonder...
Just peeled off like a potato skin there.
I wonder if it wasn't positioned in the right spot. I think Joby's going to get a rerun because of the fact that
by the looks of it,
Thor's hammer wasn't actually in the correct spot there. I think Joby can
just got
breathe
confirmation
aside.
Will be getting a rerun, yes.
Yeah, that will be a potato of a run. It will be disregarded there as we're going to move through to Itzia Shen, and we'll see Joby, move through in a little bit later.
That's right. Joby will come back in just a few runs. We'll figure out what that exact placement's going to be a little later, but Itzia is now up at the starting block, getting ready to tackle Learn to Turn as soon as Clem gives him the go-ahead. And there is Itzia.
Itzia Shen, one of the favorites here today, not just because he's a great ninja, but also because he's always behind the mic across the Australian competitions and is always promoting his fellow ninjas. He's a super passionate ninja who's been involved in the sport for a couple of years now and is quickly growing to be one of the strongest here. He's always at every single competition, always looking to push himself, and that's what we love about this sport. He trains out of Saxon's backyard gym, which is great to see, and now coming into the compound, he calls himself a cliffhanger enthusiast, and well, I've got good news for you, Shen. There's plenty of those here on this course that you're going to get a chance at here today. Shen now beginning.
Look at how controlled he is.
Very controlled. Can he get that momentum back?
I will say, I hope he's a better cliffhanger enthusiast than I am. I am also a cliffhanger enthusiast, but I'm not always very good at them. So hopefully Itzia can walk the walk the same way he's talking the talk.
Well, let's hope so, as he is now through obstacle 1, and wow, he looks like he built a big run up there to make sure that he can bring as much momentum, and now he's beginning to move through TikTok. This is looking pretty solid here. He's got the most momentum I think we've ever seen on that obstacle. And Itzia now moving through. We love the sense of urgency that he's bringing. Okay, well, this is his first chance to do some cliffhangers here.
He's locked off. He's in his element here, Jack. Not a problem. He's breathing through it. It's not the fastest approach, but it is definitely a very safe approach for Itzia here. He's going to set himself up now for that dismount and go right into Thor's hammer. But he's taking his time now. I liked the running into the TikTok, as you said, gave him a good, powerful initial swing. But going at this pace with 14 other athletes still to come doesn't really do well for your odds in earning a qualifying spot here.
I think he just needed to catch his breath there. But now he's going to be lining up this grab, and he gets it. And now going to be looking for this dismount here. He is doing well so far. 1:30 though, Kane. I do agree. It's going to be tough to get a clear here in this competition. But we're going to see how far Itzia can go through this course. It's all going to come down to this bear trap. This is probably still going to be such a crux point for our ninjas coming up. As he looks for the gravity, just maybe doesn't have the height that he was probably looking for there.
Yeah, unfortunate there. They're going to be resetting the obstacle. You can see his timer is currently frozen. We don't penalize the athletes with a time penalty for falling. Just wait for it to go. And Itzia is now back in action for his retry on the bear trap. This will determine whether his run remains alive or not. Trying to get a high swing up and doesn't get the height he needs. Itzia Shen is going to wrap up his run on the 5th obstacle, the bear trap.
Yeah, it definitely had the most power we've seen anyone hit that obstacle, the TikTok. And great on the Thor's hammer, just maybe could have been a little bit faster to that fifth obstacle, but unfortunately just coming unstuck on that bear trap there. It is a super tough obstacle, and that's going to put him in third place at the moment. But it's hard to say if any of these runs are going to hold just based on the caliber of competitors that we still have yet to come. Leonard Hermawon, again, another competitor who came out a little bit early on the challenge course, not quite securing a clear here, but hopefully he's going to be the first to get us a clear on the challenge course. Leonard been training the sport for over 7 years now, so a very experienced competitor. And I think on obstacles such as balance, that should play to his strength.
Oh, you say that as he gets very close to falling off, but he doesn't lock into the cradle. He's all good. Did he step on the side? No, he did not. He's safe and now gets to progress into the TikTok here. His bio says he's the Australian Ninja Warrior. He's also known as B-Boy Daddy Lion, which hopefully he's better than Raygun. He's representing the King's Only crew, which is what he's wearing on his shirt. King's Only crew, a breaking crew out of Melbourne, which is pretty awesome.
Well, he's definitely going to have the upper body strength if
nice.
he's got that background in breaking. Yeah, going straight for the second one.
I like the use of this rotating technique that we've seen out of our athletes. You mentioned the upper body strength from breaking. A big part of it is shoulder mobility, so the ability to turn like that definitely comes from pulling off complex breaking moves.
That is very handy for Leonard as he is moving through this course with decent pace. It is pretty solid here. The clear is I was about to say it's potentially possible here, but that's going to cut out a big chunk of time. It's also going to impact his momentum moving forward and confidence, but hopefully Leonard can bring it back here.
All right, looks
now,
like he's lining himself up now for Thor's hammer. Gets the catch this time. Gonna spin a little and then dismount. Awesome move. That's gonna put him into third place, knocking Aaron out of the top 4, putting Itzia on the bubble. We'll see how Leonard fares on the bear trap. We've only seen 2 athletes get through this so far. Could Leonard become number 3? Yes, he can.
He gets it.
Now for that dismount, it's a pretty big one, and he sticks it. And Leonard he's walking off in his own little world sometimes, but the crew at the compound redirecting him. See if he can lock in on this next traverse here with the flipping board. He's going to go, with a reverse grip here to lâcher out to the next static bar. But he's got to steady his swing. There it is. Now for the rotation where he's going to have to immediately pop. His rhythm is off, and he's going to end up swinging back. It's all right. He'll have the chance to try again without using a retry. Oh, but his hand got stuck there. You could tell he wanted to transition, but just didn't have what he needed there. All right, third time's the charm. Leonard Hermawon. Not quite, and that's going to use up his second retry. He still has 30 seconds to beat this, though.
The shirt's coming off, the sweater's on. He's ready to... The jersey's on, sorry. And he is going to step up here. Okay. Second attempt. He couldn't quite get the hang of building the momentum right so that he can get a good lâcher off of that moving bar.
Oh, a one-handed catch, and that, I think, is a sign of fatigue. While it's very impressive that he caught that, he wasn't able to get both hands up to that bar, and I think he might be getting a little gassed out here.
Leonard now having his second attempt here.
Oh, so close.
I thought he had it that time. But unfortunately, that's going to conclude Leonard's run there. He got the bear trap, which still puts him into third place for the time being. And we're going to have to wait and see if that's going to hold here on this course. Leonard, a very impressive one-arm catch, as you said, Kane, but also a sign of fatigue getting the better of him on this course. That's going to be Leonard's run, putting him in third. Itzia is going to be on the bubble for the time being. I don't think either of those runs, unfortunately, are going to be able to hold off the runs that we have yet to come. As we move on to Ashton Hassie. Ashton now moving through, learn to turn. Now he's got the momentum in the right direction. He's just got to keep it moving.
At least get close to the Bosu ball so he can run and jump over. He's going to go right next to the cradle, a little on top of the plate, and with a nice little leap, he is out of that first obstacle and using that run up to jump right into the TikTok. We saw that utilized by Itzia here, and Ashton seemed to have the same idea.
And he's building up good momentum so far. Ashton probably going to do one more backswing before he goes. Might need another as he lines up the grab. Just really needing to build up that momentum. It is a surprisingly big lead, and unfortunately, he just can't quite build up. You can see him not happy with that mistake. It's going to cost him a lot of time here. But Ashton going to have a second attempt at it. This camera angle really helping us to see that it is quite a far distance that he's got to build up here. And he's going to have another go.
All right, building up a much bigger swing than the first attempt. He's going to leap out, and he almost had it, but he just peeled off. And Ashton's going to end up in 6th place right now, down on the second obstacle.
Unfortunately, that's going to close out. You can see Muriel just with a little reaction there for the camera. Unfortunately, that's going to close out Ashton's run there. Again, yeah, the TikToker, if you don't have experience, then it will make you come unstuck. But we have a familiar face here. Joby Wright is going to be doing a rerun because earlier he got to Thor's hammer and unfortunately it wasn't in the right position. And so he gets to have another go at this course, having already attempted the first 3 obstacles and really started to get a feel for what they are like.
Well, he looked a little unsteady there on Learn to Turn. Hopefully he's not thrown off his game having to be iced for a rerun.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting balance. Some people thrive from when they get a rerun and they come on to win it, but Joby, unfortunately, on Learn to Turn, going to have a little bit of a mistake there. He's going to have one more attempt on this obstacle. Hopefully, we're going to see him through this and on to the next part of the course.
Well, timer
Joby
resumes.
on his second attempt.
Going to have to work his way into the middle once again for that rotation, which he's about halfway through. Have to make a full 180 degrees or something close to it. He's locked in to striking distance now on that cradle and is now going to run through. He's used 45, scratch that, 50 seconds of his time limit. So he's really going to have to move through the next set of obstacles here.
Yes, he's definitely burned up a lot of time here, but he's now in familiar territory, moving through the TikToker with good pace, and now he's really starting to turn on the burners. He knows he has to make up lost time from Learn to Turn, and he's going to have to move through with a great deal of urgency, and he is through the first 3 obstacles. Now we're back to obstacle 4, which is Thor's hammer. And this was where he got his rerun, but this time it's in the correct position. And so he gets the grab. He catches that
crooked. He's going to have to redirect himself, and he gets the dismount. Hops into the top 4, knocking out Itzia. But now,
okay,
for the bear trap. This is the first true test. These next 2 obstacles can be so tricky for either technical or rhythmical reasons. Is rhythmical a word, or is it just rhythmic? I'm pretty sure it's just rhythmic. Either way, Joby Wright locks in the bear trap. And he leaps out, kind of floating around. He wanted to go for that cliff, but there's still one more obstacle standing in his way. And that's this flipboard.
Wow, Joby really showing so much power, and it's crazy to think that he made a mistake on the first obstacle. He's still got a minute 7 if he can really move. Oh no!
Now here's where that rhythm I was talking about and making up words about comes into play. Because if your rhythm is off, that will happen. You can tell he was trying to go for that skip, but it might be smarter to just time that 180 to the second static bar.
It is a tough one to time to that second static bar. We've seen Sonny and Dan Mason both get it, and now Joby is out of retries. He's used all of them that he's got. He's definitely got the strength. It's just about this timing. And it looks like he's going to...
That's going to do it. Oh, man. Joby Wright's going to remain on the hot seat in 4th place with a run to the 6th obstacle.
Well, I think all around Joby can be super happy with that run. It was very smooth. He's got so much power behind him, but unfortunately, it was just a few unlucky mistakes on the first obstacle, and then with that, just with that 180 turn and trying to time that right. It's a very technical move, and sometimes it's just not something that people have been able to practice. And so, yes, now we're going to move on to Sasha Madzerovic. Sasha threw down a great time in the placement course, and now hopefully we're going to see him excel in this challenge course. This is very controlled here, Kane. Wow.
Yes, and he's pretty much exactly where he needs to be, so he's going to leap out and get out of Learn to Turn in a great time there, only 18 seconds used. Nice deep squat on the TikTok to build up a lot of swing. He should be good to go pretty much now. And he looks like he's eyeing up that leap. Gonna switch his feet around to give himself a good position to jump off. And he basically reached and linked the dismount. So smooth out of Sasha there. Rotating clips. Yep, he's pointing around, not sure where he's going, and he figured it out.
It seems to be a common theme at the compound. There's just so many different obstacles, and it's just hard to keep track of where their next move is. They just want to go to everything at every second. And I'll tell you what, this obstacle seems to be posing no threat to any of our elite males. They seem to all be flying through it, and Sasha was definitely one who moved through with goods on that obstacle. Now coming into Thor's hammer.
Nice dismount there, but he's not within qualifying range yet. He's got to get through the bear trap in good time to crack into the top 4, and going even further will give him a better shot at qualifying. He's going to go with one swing immediately. Oh!
Whoa!
For the snip. Wow! I wasn't sure what the angle was, and you know what? He was just a few inches off. I think, sorry, centimeters, because y'all don't use inches. But still, that was way closer than I thought.
I wonder if he's going to try it again, to be honest. I think he might. Exactly. Oh, no, he's not.
Never mind. He's switching it. But now he will not have tried that technique. Oh, is he reaching back now? He might be reaching back. Nope, he's trying to steady himself.
Okay, he's been up here for a while.
What is your angle here, Sasha? Lock it in. Very well done. Now he can go for that dismount.
I am surprised that he got it then. I thought that maybe the fatigue, the confusion would get the better of him there. But he got that bear trap. And now we're going to be seeing him through to the next obstacle. Now going to be looking to do this.
It's worth noting that he's still in 5th place. The extra seconds that he took there. Oh my goodness, what? It's not a slide, buddy. Sorry. Please be careful. Don't hurt yourself. But it is worth noting that because he took some extra time to strategize in the middle of the bear trap, he is still in 5th place, about 6 seconds behind Joby Wright. So he has to beat this obstacle to get in the top 4.
Okay, and that would knock out Joby Wright. I wonder what he was doing there. Maybe he just accidentally slipped. Maybe it was the rush.
Oh, I think he's just trying to take a little rest, and I think he got a little too close. You can see him trying to map out his strategy, getting some advice. but time is ticking away. Less than 40 seconds remaining. What is this? He's just skipping. Oh, I see.
Oh.
And he came off. What? That was not how I thought that run was going to end. I thought he was onto something there.
Yeah, he might have been. I think maybe he's just never done the flip before and he didn't want to start trying it in this competition. It's definitely a scary thing to do, to have to do that flip for the first time. And so maybe he wanted to avoid it and think of another strategy. But I mean, Sasha was definitely looking for ways to innovate. That's for sure. And we've got to commend that. As we look at our list, we still have 9 more elite male athletes to go here. Riley Hunt is going to be our next competitor on to this elite challenge course.
All right, trying to pivot his way, but he's not really raising the beam. He's just dragging it along the floor. Now he's getting it to lift a little bit. Doesn't look very comfortable.
Well, it's done the job here. 25 seconds down, and Riley Hunt is still making decent pace here as he now builds up his momentum on the TikTok. Oh, and it looks like it's going to count.
Yeah,
Clem
I mean,
is
he
going to
didn't
count
touch
that.
anything out of play. All right, now for the rotating cliffs. We've seen very common hand over hand or rotation betas here. We'll see how Riley's going to approach this to get through it as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, that is the goal here, is just to get through it. And it is quite common for them to dismount at this point. Riley is going to be doing the same, which is good to see.
All right. Great use of both rings here. And a nice underbar through Thor's hammer. Going to the wrong obstacle, though. He's got to head over to that bear trap before he can get to the flip board. All right, shaking out a bit. You can see him smacking his forearms. Hopefully he's not getting too pumped because there's quite a lot of hang time on this course that is still to come.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Just coming unstuck there.
And I think that's going to do it. Is it?
Oh. I guess
Wow.
it is.
Crazy to think that Riley Hunt got third at the NCL Nationals last year. Been at the compound for 6 years. It's just absolutely wild.
Yeah, it seems like it's an injury for the time being. And so yeah, that's very unfortunate there.
Well, it says in Riley's bio he's been recovering from a broken finger, so he's been out of action. Hopefully he didn't re-injure that finger.
Yeah, hopefully it was just more so. Yeah, hopefully it was just like a little bit of a twinge and that he stopped before it became serious.
Yeah. Oh, man. Just praying for the best here. You can see everyone checking on Riley, though. Love to see the support of the ninja community. We do have medics in the compound as well to make sure that all of our athletes are safe.
Yes, the last thing we want is for our ninjas to get injured, because it really does put them out for a while and stops them from doing the sport that they love. But as we take a look at our top 4, Joby Wright is going to still be holding on, having completed the bear trap by 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Daniel Mason sitting comfortably in first for the time being. Sonny Axnick also quite finished at the same point, also got to the final obstacle, but there's a rough 45-second gap between them two. So Sonny's position definitely in the firing lines as we move ahead. Daniel Mason, though, could be booking his ticket, could be punching his ticket to Washington here. We'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be, the competition is only going to get more fierce. We've seen 9 competitors through. We have a bunch more to go. And that's really when we're going to get to the pointy end of the competition.
That's right. We are halfway through our elite male division. 9 athletes have competed, 9 still to go, plus our 4 elite female athletes. We're still in for some incredible action, and our predictions are still pretty intact. I guessed 2 clears. You're guessing 4. You know, there's still more than 4 athletes to go, so both of our bets still on the table here, Jack.
Yeah, no, I think it is. I would really personally, I would love to see some clears here. I think it would just be awesome just to get a couple of clears on this course, show that it's possible to the rest of the world. Because it's definitely a tough one for these elite level ninjas, but they also are phenomenal. So fingers crossed that we'll see some clears here as we just take a little bit of a break as we wait to kickstart.
Of course, once again, a huge thank you to our incredible sponsors for the Premier Series, NinjaWorks, the ultimate timing system for all of Ninja here. They are helping make sure all the timers are set, all of the leaderboards, all the run orders. NinjaWorks is responsible for so much, and we couldn't be more grateful for their help. Not only that, but you can also check out worldninjaleague.org, where we have all of our results being updated in real time thanks to the power of NinjaWorks. And then, of course, we have DGS Ninja, one of the top obstacle manufacturers in the world. You can check out all of their products at dgsninja.com. And recently, they've started sponsoring athletes. It began with Addie Herman, our elite female world champion from last year. And now there's an entire team of DGS-sponsored ninja athletes, and many of them have actually been competing in the Premier Series. So thank you to DGS for some amazing courses and for providing more incredible members of our community with some incredible opportunities to compete on the biggest stage imaginable.
That's absolutely right. And it looks like a crowd is gathering at the start line. So I hope that everything's okay there. We might be...
Riley Hunt is back in the run order.
Interesting. That could mean a few things. I don't know at the moment. As soon as we find out, ladies and gentlemen, we will let you know what the status is of Riley. Okay, so it looks like he's not going to be running again. So just fingers crossed that the injury isn't too severe there. But it looks like we're about to kickstart into our next runner, which will be Ofek Vig, which is good.
That's right, the second half of our elite male division. We're getting more and more down to the wire as we go. This is going to be a wild one here, Jack. Anyone and everyone is in danger at the moment of being eliminated. No one is guaranteed in the finals yet. Not even Daniel Mason and Sonny Axnick, who are sitting in the top 2 right now with runs to the final obstacle.
Yeah, I think you read my mind. No one is safe at the moment. It's literally anyone's for the taking as we now move into Ofek Vig, who aged 14 is going to be stepping up to the plate here and hopefully going to be going deep into this course.
All right, You can see the starting line here.
You can see him getting iced a little bit here. Hopefully, we kickstart things pretty soon. Well, we're just waiting to see what's going on with the situation at the moment. We do have Ofik on the starting line, but as to when he's going to run, it's still yet unclear for the time being. So we're just going to hold until it commences. It looks like Clem's come back into action, so I think we can safely say that we are back underway, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We wish all the best to Riley Hunt, and hopefully he is feeling safe. But Ofik is now stepping up to the platform and almost having an early exit there. Clasping on for life. Kane, talk about a close call.
For real, this is quite a way to kick off our second half here of runs. Now Ofik seems to be pretty dialed in, very steady on this next half of Learn to Turn. Again, getting in a bit of a surfer pose here. Surfing, skating, snowboarding, call it what you want. It's pretty much the same technique there.
Yes, but this is going to be costing him a fair bit of time here, Kane. 2 minutes 45 now. 45 seconds have gone by. He's still got the shakes, but Ofik is going to move through. And now we get on to the second obstacle. Unfortunately, already a minute gone by to this point.
Well, already building up some big swing here, making up for lost time on the TikTok, but he's got to go. Hopefully on this next swing, he gets up high, manages to hold on, a big drop, but he's very strong there, which makes me very confident on his odds here on the rotating cliffs.
Yeah, this third obstacle has definitely not been a struggle point for any of our elite ninjas. Despite being so difficult in previous divisions, these elites are making this look super easy here. Ofik moving through very quickly so far, just super controlled. Might need to pick up the sense of urgency a little bit more, just conscious of time. He does need to make it past Bear Trap and then likely past the next obstacle as well in order to take out Joby Wright or Leonard's current holding times in third and fourth place. Now looking for the dismount. And he's going to get that dismount now. And now we're going to head into Bear Trap, where Kane, this is really the crux point. One of the crux points of this run. You can see him getting his chalk lined up. A minute 10 on the clock, however, so this is going to be a really close call. He's probably going to have to get this first time and then go on to complete the next obstacle as well, all in the space of a minute. So huge pressure here on Ofik. And
he's halfway through the process now. He gets the bear trap, but again, as you said, the time is not going to be on his side. He's in 6th place at the moment. He's got to beat this next obstacle, and the flipboard is actually the easy part. It's this rotating bar afterwards that is throwing our athletes off right now, finding the rhythm as you turn to lâcher out to the next bar. That is what's tripping people up. Now, what is this technique? He wants to shoot his legs back and catch it, but it didn't work. Yeah, that wasn't really great there.
I hope he's okay.
I think it got him in the noggin, and I think his run is also going to be cut short.
2 injuries in this competition here. I hope he's doing okay. he's hit his head on the obstacle, and that's 2 injuries back to back now. Again, we're going to keep you updated, but this course is definitely gonna... Oh, wow. This has not really happened before too much in the Premier Series history. Injuries are not this frequent, but unfortunately we've had a spell of bad luck here, and we will keep you updated on how he's traveling and if he's doing okay, and hopefully he will be doing okay, that there'll be no severe injuries, and that we'll be able to continue on with our competitors. Another victim of this course, I guess.
Well, we're still going to have 8 athletes to go in the elite male division, combined with our 4 elite females. So there you can see your final 12 runners. Ash Campbell is going to be up next. You can see him in the distance, warming up, making sure that he's ready to go. And there's Ofek getting applauded off the course.
We love to see
Seems to be
it.
okay. He's up on his feet. That's always a good sign.
Okay, well, we can breathe a sigh of relief there, and hopefully as Clem walks back across, we will see Ash Campbell step up and really thrive in this course. We need someone to revive the goodness. We need to see some happy runs here happening, Kane, and hopefully Ash is going to supply that in spades. He has so much potential. He's one of the smoothest, most talented, most technical ninjas in the Australian scene. So hopefully we're going to see him go far. But it looks like Luke Davis is actually potentially going to be stepping up first.
Perhaps Luke is going to have to leave a little early.
I think based on the NinjaWorks timing system, it looks like Luke Davis is going to be stepping up first. And by the fact that he chalked up, I think we're going to see Luke up onto the podium first. Luke Davis, another phenomenal competitor coming out of Victoria. He's going to be looking to go the distance. He trains out of Fighting Lions in Victoria, another great local ninja gym. He has so many accomplishments to his name. He competed in the 2023 Worlds, and he hit 2 buzzers, but unfortunately missed out by second placings to move on. Missed out on 2 placings to pass on to the... Okay,
All right.
It looks
It's
like we're
Ash
switching
Campbell.
back to Ash Campbell. Okay. We're finally back on track here. Ash Campbell, aged 18 and from Victoria, trains... He not only trains out of Fighting Lions Victoria, but he also coaches as well. He's achieved so many different feats in the sport of Ninja Warrior. Hopefully Ash hasn't been too iced out, having had to stand on that platform for a little while now. But hopefully here we are going to see a great run from this young man. So phenomenal. Shirt's coming off. Just the tank top as he gears up for a big run here.
All right. Off to the races, Ash Campbell goes. And we talk about the poise of this young man every time he runs the course. Looks like he was trying to figure out learn to turn, but he has in fact learned to turn. And now he's a little off to the side. He should be good to go.
Ash looking smooth so far. He's definitely one of those ninjas who looks super calm and smooth on the obstacles, but yet he still moves quicker than the majority of ninjas out there.
Nice link out of the TikTok.
He knows that if he's going to get into that top 4, he's really going to have to turn on the burners. Ash threw down a solid placement course run, but unfortunately couldn't hold one of the top positions there. It just wasn't quite enough, coming under the likes of Riley Hume. So now Ash, this is going to play into his strengths a lot more. He's a very technically gifted athlete who is very consistent, and you can just see there, phenomenal.
All right, coming up now, into the bear trap, the first major cutoff on this challenge course. Haven't seen too much struggle here. Perhaps our athletes have figured it out since the bear trap's inception. Same goes for Ash Campbell. He's out of there, and he's going to jump into third place, knocking out Joby Wright, putting Leonard Hermawan on the spot. But Ash is definitely not done yet. He's still got 1 minute 50 seconds for these last 3 obstacles.
Yeah,
now he's coming into the flipboard. Great descent there. And now to see if he can figure out this particular move right here. Oh, but it's off rhythm.
He's going to have
now
to
that I think
reset
about
here.
it, that blue rope is probably there to prevent this, but you could just go from bar to bar.
I think it's there for...
Oh, and Ash just whiffs it. A little flip there to stick the landing in style, but he's going to have to try that again.
Yeah, Ash is going to have to reset here with 1 minute 16. Now it's looking a bit more dire of a situation where completing the course is going to be extremely difficult. He's going to reset here, 1 minute 16 on the clock. He's going to have to pull out a miracle here if he wants to get a course finish.
All right, there's the landing on that flipboard again. This first half of the obstacle not proving to be a challenge for him, but he's got to stick that lachey, and he catches it. Great dismount there, and he's good to go. Coming into the cliffhangers now. He's just the 3rd athlete to make it to this point. Time does matter. Perhaps he could jump ahead of Sonny's time. I'm not sure he's going to be faster than Daniel Mason at this point, though.
No, he won't be faster than Daniel, but if he can move through this cliff ledge quick enough, he will be faster than Sonny. It's going to be super close between the two. It's hard to tell, but I think Ash has edged him out, yes. Yep. By about
just
10 seconds there.
Place.
He's going to
Now
get
to
one crack at this.
Yeah, 1 attempt before time runs out for Ash Campbell. Let's see if he can stick this. Good use of the bar, and no, he's going to launch backward. I was thinking the same thing. I think he was going to use that bar to stabilize himself between the gap, but that gap just is too wide for that. So you're really going to have to commit as soon as you release from that first flying bar cradle.
When he started going backwards, I was worried he was going to have another injury on the back of that starting platform, but luckily he's all good here. And
an appeal there. And that's going to do it for Ash. But still a great job.
Yeah, Ash
puts himself into 2nd place there.
Just a consistent, calm, happy runner. He's always moving so smooth. He lost a lot of time on that 3rd last obstacle, and I think had he had a little bit more time up his sleeve, he might have been able to get the clear there. But Ash Campbell's going to be in 2nd place at the moment, I believe. Yes, he'll be in 2nd place once we sort out the timings just a little bit. And Daniel Mason still holding on to that 1st spot, sitting comfortably for the time being, as we're going to move into Luke Davis. Again, another phenomenal athlete with a huge resume behind him. Another Fighting Lions athlete as well. So he has a lot of experience kind of in the Victorian setting, which is super helpful. Has a resume that would take me the whole course run to read. But at the 2023 Worlds, he was 2 places out from making it to stage 3. He came 20th in the young adults division. Now stepping up into the elite division. Let's see how he fares on this course. And 30 seconds in, 1 obstacle down. It's a competitive pace. He can be happy to this point and to be mistakes free.
Good leap over. Wow, big catch. Got his entire upper body in line with that cliff, and he managed to stick it anyways. Now coming into the rotating cliffs.
Now, these really haven't been too much trouble for our elites, and they're showing why. I think in future we might need some more difficult holds for these ninjas. because they're all making them look too easy for themselves. But it's great to see Australia coming out with great strength here. Luke Davis now lining up the grab. He gets the first grab, and now just looking for that dismount on the Thor hammer, grabbing it from the front on. Now, I think this has really surprised us, Kane. There hasn't been too many struggles with this bear trap, but let's see how Luke Davis fares on this obstacle. We thought it would be the difficult sticking point for our ninjas. Many have been able to get through it. Luke Davis, hopefully going to be the next one through.
Well, he seems to lock that in there. Oh, almost came out on the right side, but he readjusted that. Great save there. That could have been disastrous, and Luke Davis stayed calm under pressure. Now
yeah, he's doing
flipboard. Nice.
He's been flawless to this point as well, which is worth noting. 1:20 on the clock. It's definitely a solid time. It might not be enough time to finish this course, but we'll see how he goes on the second part of this obstacle, which is the challenging part of Obstacle 7.
Oh, and no. He had the momentum to throw, but is going to have to give it a second go.
Hopefully he can get it the second time around, and he's going to go, and he just misses, which means he's going to have to go back to the start and do what Ash Campbell just had to do earlier, which is do that obstacle all over again.
All right, now. Time is going to have to be adjusted. I think they counted him as already having cleared that obstacle, the obstacle that he's currently on. So we'll have to see an adjustment, but he should still be in 4th place based off of time.
Yes. No, he still will be holding that 4th place at the moment.
Almost launch.
Oh. 20 seconds left on the clock. He's still holding his current place, but unfortunately, that's going to close out Luke Davis's run there. Very solid, but to say whether or not it'll hold on to a top 4 spot is hard to tell at this point. Luke was so strong in the upper body department, but unfortunately just couldn't get that 180 degrees timing right. It's a very difficult swing to time perfectly. Luke's going to hold on to on the 4th spot at the moment. He's going to be on the bubble, but we can see there we have a lot of other athletes to come. We are now 12 athletes in, so more than halfway through the athletes, and the quality of athletes is really going to be starting to step up here with none other than Jake Baker, an Australian icon in the ninja scene. And he's going to use his power and strength here to hopefully go super far.
To think that our top 4 is a group of very deserving athletes, and we're still, getting athletes like Jake Baker coming up on the course is a terrifying prospect. If I were even Daniel Mason, who's currently sitting in 1st place, I would still be nervous.
That's absolutely right. I would be worried for Dan as well, because we have so many strong athletes who are yet to come, including Jake Baker, who's had a great legacy in this sport. He's succeeded in so many competitions over the years. Ooh! And unfortunately going to have a little bit of a stumble there, to say the least. He's going to get another attempt here. He's going to get a big run up. He probably lost about 20 seconds there, but I think Jake can make it back here.
Yeah, Jake is a true professional, so I'm not going to be surprised if we see the adjustment being made here that is necessary to clear the TikTok. He's going to proceed on to the rotating cliffs, and just has to make sure that he is... Wow, going as quickly as he possibly can. Now, we've seen this out of Jake very frequently. He's a very fast ninja. Sometimes that can come back to haunt him, but most of the time, it just means you get a very entertaining run.
Yeah, Jake moving well so far. And now he's got great power and so much upper body strength. And I think this course will play to his own benefit, almost hitting the Thor's hammer with his face, as he's now going the wrong way, remembering that he's got to go to the bear trap next. I don't think we've seen anyone have too much trouble on this obstacle. Everyone that's come to it has managed to stick their landing, and hopefully Jake's going to also be the next competitor to do this. As he lines up for the bear trap, he's got to build up a big swing. He's got a lot of power in him, and he gets it. No troubles there. The bear trap becoming a staple in the ninja's diet, it seems, as he now moves on to this 7th obstacle that's proving to be super difficult. Kane, it's just like, I think it's taken us all by surprise, this 180-degree turn.
Yeah, I thought that would actually be the easy part of this obstacle, but this swivel is going to be imperative. And once again, we're seeing some top athletes struggle with the rhythm. That bar bends a little, it dips as it turns. So that is what's throwing off our athlete's swing. And Jake almost had it, got his fingers on it. Gonna use a retry though. It's also worth noting that he also received an extra point that will have to be adjusted on Ninja Works. I think the refs are getting a little too trigger happy here.
Jake now lining up for his second attempt. 53 seconds on the clock here. It's definitely not looking ideal. He's moving quick though, which is going to help.
Now he's setting himself up. He knows what he needs to correct. He got so close to getting it and just got one hand. Jake Baker's going to come down on obstacle number 6. And he's going to be in 4th place with that run, putting him on the hot seat.
Jake Baker, I think it's going to be hard for him to hold that 4th position. Unfortunately, it is proving to be such a crux point for our ninjas. They can do the bear trap, which is the part that we thought would be difficult, and then are coming unstuck on that swivel point, which is taking us all by surprise here as we now move through to Lockie Lidham, another phenomenal athlete who did extremely well on the placement course, but the challenge course is another beast here. So we're going to see how he goes. Lockie got a big course ahead of him, a lot of big times for him to beat. Lockie looking good so far. He doesn't have to get it locked in, and he's choosing not to. And with 3:04 on the clock, it's not too bad of a time to this point. He's definitely on pace with a lot of the other competitors so far.
Lockie, great leap out and a nice dismount there. Just linked his way right through. This 3rd obstacle can be so tricky on hand placement because as soon as you get to these blue holds, you can only really fit one hand on there. Lockie squeezing both hands on each side, playing it safe, trying to avoid going hand over hand there, and a nice kipped dismount. Great job out of Lockie.
Yeah, Lockie being super strong here. What a great run so far. 2:18 on the clock. It's not bad to this point, and definitely in contention with those top times if he can keep it at this level of consistency. Flawless to this point as well, which is what we love to see. Lockie now lining up bear trap. This is such a technical move. You need a huge swing here, and he doesn't quite get it on his first go. That's really going to add the pressure on this technical move here. Can he get it on the second go?
Oh, you can see Clem kind of turning into a staff dueler here on the reset. But it gives Lockie a little bit of time to assess the situation and make the corrections necessary for his retry.
And he gets a little bit of extra rest there, which is always handy. But this is more of a technical move rather than a strength-based move. Can Lockie get it? And he gets it on the second grab. Now just got to get that dismount here. And he's going to be happy. A minute 42, Kane. This still is a doable time as long as he doesn't make any more mistakes.
Well, now it's the moment of truth. This ever so tricky 6th obstacle here. The easy part is through. Now, for the swivel, got to get in your rhythm. He's keeping his backswing wide open. And he catches it and clears. Awesome job, Lockie. He's coming into the cliffhangers now, just the 4th athlete today. He's in the top 4 by a decently comfortable margin. But of course, he wants to extend that lead and get through this as fast as possible because no one is safe. There are still 4 athletes to go in this division after Lockie. So every spot is threatened at the moment. He's in 2nd, though, which is slightly above Ash and Sunny.
Wow, so
now
Sunny
you are officially going to have to make it to the final obstacle in order to be eligible for the top 4.
It's crazy to think about how quickly Dan Mason was moving to this point with a time of 2:16. But if Lockie can get the clear here, he will pretty much solidify his spot in the top 4. However, this final obstacle is so difficult. He's lining it up.
Tries to Superman it and had the right idea, but just came out.
Lockie lit
Great
him.
attempt there.
He's going to have 12 seconds on the clock. It's probably not enough time, so I think he's going to retire at that point. Lockie Lidham going to be securing himself in 2nd place for the time being. With 4 competitors left, no one is safe yet. But we are now at a point where we're going to start ticking off people who have punched their ticket, with Dan Mason being the first and most likely prospect at the moment, and then Lockie being the 2nd most. However, we have our 4 strongest competitors now stepping up, which is a terrifying prospect for anyone still in the top 4. Sunny on the bubble, Ash Campbell in 3rd at the moment, but we got Ty Bedell now stepping up.
Ty is the reigning Australian champion, so this is not someone I necessarily want chasing me down in terms of my results on the leaderboard. Seems to be getting the hang of learn to turn, trying to keep his composure, not let his posture go too crazy.
And it looks like he's going to go
footwork
here.
There.
Yeah.
Only 25 seconds, 26 seconds through that first obstacle, and a huge generation of swing on the TikTok. He should be good to go here. Catches it with ease and is going to get right out of that 2nd obstacle. Sprinting over, he knows that time is of the essence. He doesn't want to waste a single second on this challenge course, knowing that you definitely have to make the final obstacle, and having enough time to that point not only puts you in the top 4, but gives you a good amount of time to try and clear the course as well.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that Dan Mason was our 2nd runner, and now he's gone so far. Like, he's still holding that top spot, which is crazy to think about. But yes, Ty is definitely going to be chasing down Dan's time, because he knows if he can just beat Daniel Mason, that will secure him in the top 4 and punch his ticket to Washington later this year. Ty now lining up for the bear trap.
All right, has to match this perfectly even and slam it with enough force to get into the bear trap without the locks staying open, and did not get that evenly. Uh-oh, Ty's in trouble.
Okay, that is going to cost him a little bit of time. It was only around 10 seconds, but Ty is going to have to give this one another go here. Very quick the second time around. Can he get the bar tech? There is so much on the line that he gets this. And no! Ty is going to come unstuck.
My goodness. Would never have guessed that would have happened in a million years. That was surprising. Surprising is an understatement. That was I am flabbergasted to see Ty all the way down to 12th place.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate that he came unstuck on an obstacle that we know he has the potential to clear. But Dan Mason can now breathe a sigh of relief as we now move through to Luke Schmitzer, another phenomenal competitor who threw down I believe it was a sub 45 time in that placement course. So a phenomenal competitor here, and if Sonny's on the bubble at the moment, and knowing that you've got Luke chasing you down to take your spot is definitely not ideal. This is where either Luke Schmitzer or Lockie Lidham, who's currently in second place, will find out whether or not they'll be in the top 4. I think Luke's got his sights on finishing this course. And Kane, your prediction of 2 finishes is still potentially in play. My prediction of 4 finishes is out of the question.
Well, hopefully Luke can put something together. And as you said, congratulations to Daniel Mason, who has secured his spot in the Premier Series Finals. All right, coming into Thor's Hammer now. Thor's Hammer hasn't really proved to be a super tricky obstacle for our athletes, so it's going to be all about how efficiently Luke can get through, and so far he's moving very swiftly. Now up to the bear trap. We just saw the Australian national champion come out on this obstacle. In an unexpected turn of events, Luke probably trying to keep that out of his mind, focusing on himself, and he locks it in. Ooh, this is a close one here. Still has to make it to the final obstacle and currently has to do it faster than Sonny Axnick's 3 minutes and 8 seconds, but this 6th obstacle can be so tricky here.
I think if Luke can get through this obstacle, he'll be able to get through the cliff ledges and happily secure his place in the top 4, but it's this obstacle that's the tricky one, in particular the second half, and getting the timing right for this swing, this transfer.
All right, gets the swing around.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
He's not happy with that.
He's going to reach back and give it another pullback for more force. Tries to lâcher, but is not at the angle he wants, and he's going to come down and give it another shot. You can tell he's a little frustrated with that. But he'll have a chance to catch his breath, reassess, and give it another go.
Luke gearing up for his second and final attempt on this obstacle. 51 seconds on the clock. So much on the line here.
All right, 42 seconds now. And honestly, at this point, even if he makes it through this obstacle and the cliffhangers, I don't think he's going to have the time over Sonny Axnick. He's going to have to clear the course, and he's finding himself too sideways and taps out there. Oh, man. Luke Schmitzer is going to call it there, putting himself into 5th place. Oh, this is terrifying to think we might see no clears on the challenge course. We have 2 more hopes left, with Sonny Axnick still on the hot seat in 4th place. Lockie has locked in his spot to the Premier Series Finals alongside Daniel. And that means that our next athlete in line to qualify is Ash Campbell. But our second to last runner might have something to say about that. It's going to be Fraser Smith, who put up a 44-second run on the placement course. 2nd fastest finish overall. Now, my prediction was 2 challenge course clears. That is still a potential possibility here with Fraser and Riley for the elite male division. And then we make some new predictions for the elite females. Looks like we're just waiting on the course to be properly reset, and then we'll get everyone going back to the main event. And there's Fraser out on the course now. Trying to figure out, learn to turn. Has to do these obstacles not just properly, but in good time in order to be able to have enough time to crack into that top 4 by making the final obstacle. The time limit to the final obstacle is essentially 3 minutes and 8 seconds, which was set by Sunny, and Fraser currently is ahead of that pace. But it is only obstacle 2. A lot can happen. But so far, so good. Fraser looking very clean on the rotating cliffs. He has big hands, but he's going to wiggle the 2 next to each other. Build up that swing
definitely
and a nice
one of our
dismount.
most promising. Yeah, he's got such a good wingspan here, Kane, that he's going to make good use of here on this course.
Oh, he peels off Thor's hammer. I think he was trying to underbar his way through it, but his left hand just hit the end a little too far forward, and that caused him to peel off.
It did, and unfortunately he's going to have to go back. Luckily he didn't lose too much time there, or in the grand scheme of things, so Fraser can definitely pull this back here.
All right, looks like he's going to go for it once again. A good pop, this time linking his way through, and he's in the clear, coming into the bear trap now. But he's got to move. He lost a bit of time using that first retry on Thor's hammer.
He did, and hopefully didn't lose the confidence, and it doesn't seem like he has here. Fraser Smith looking very solid to this point. But Kane, it's obstacle 6 that is being the crux point for us at the moment.
Yes, and being one of the bigger athletes, Fraser is going to have to lock himself in, get a little lower to it, and there we have it. Nice Lachey out. Now let's see what his approach is going to be here. On this turnaround, it's not the rhythm he wanted. I think you're honestly going to have to grab more of the outside, because you can use the dip of the bar to your advantage as you're turning just like that. It was much closer than grabbing the inside of the bar, but I think he's going to need to throw a bit more in order to firmly catch that last bar.
Yeah, and he's definitely got the wingspan that's going to help him get that grab with minimal momentum, but he still needs a little bit more momentum in order to get that grab. I would love to see Fraser through this obstacle and onto the back end of this course.
Oh no! Oh my goodness, and a peel backwards is going to prematurely end Fraser's run. There goes my prediction of 2 clears. I thought he had it.
Wow. Fraser started out so strong, then had a little bit of a slip up on Thor's hammer. No troubles with the bear trap, super clean. But unfortunately, it's just obstacle 6 at the moment that is proving to be so difficult. And ladies and gentlemen, well, I guess Ash Campbell is now locked in.
That is correct, which means Sonny Axnick is now, his fate is now in the hands of his teammate, Riley Hume.
Who he is supporting on the sidelines, so it's a tough position to be in, and to know that Riley Hume is going to be the one potentially to take your spot. But Kane, I mean, we've seen a lot of surprises here today, so anything could happen here on this run as Riley begins his... Looking good so far. That was quick.
He's in the cradle. Yeah, that was really quick, actually. 16 seconds through that first obstacle. Making great time. A nice leap into the TikTok as well. moving with a lot of aggression. Now again, Riley is going to have to make it to the final obstacle. Wow, crazy link dismount there. Almost went off the platform entirely. But he's got 3 minutes and 8 seconds to make it to the final obstacle. If he makes it there slower than Sunny, he will have to clear the course, which is something that no one has done yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, Riley is moving quicker than anyone else by a significant amount, even faster than Dan Mason to this point. We saw him pull off a 42-second time on the placement course. Unfathomable until he did it. And he's applying that same pace and rigor. We're only a minute in, Kane. What is going on at the moment?
Well, like I've told you, many of these obstacles are tech-based, and we both know that Riley has so much technique in his arsenal of skills. It's no surprise he locked in that bear trap with ease, and now is coming up to obstacle number 6. Now, this is going to be the make or break. I think if he gets here, we're going to be seeing him in the finals, but he has to get past this.
Yeah, this obstacle proving to be so tough for our competitors, but Sunny had it, so maybe Riley also has this understanding of how to defeat this obstacle. So let's see how he goes. This has knocked out so many of our top competitors here, but he's got the momentum. He's looking good. Wow. Okay. Riley means business. I think he's going to be knocking out Sunny's time here. I don't think he's going to have too much trouble on these cliff ledges. And then we might even get to see a clear here if we're lucky enough here, Kane.
That's right, and right now he's on pace to be just a tad behind Daniel Mason, so he will be in second place most likely, just behind Lockie, if he can maneuver through these cliffs very quickly. And there we go, shooting right up, 2 seconds behind Daniel Mason, and now a minute and 5 seconds left with a retry remaining for the final obstacle. Riley, his technique is so solid. I would love to see a clear, and he is our last hope for the elite males for a challenge course clear.
Yeah, he's definitely got the skills to be able to pull it off. He's got the time for a second retry if he needs it. Riley Hume, this is the big move here.
Now for the Thunder Strike. He's got to get both sides of the bar up at the same time. He catches it and he holds it. Turn around and get to the buzzer. Oh, no, he's going to use that bar. Oh, he's got to do another flying bar move. But he's going to... Oh, my goodness, no!
Oh, no!
Right in front of the platform. Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, man. And he's going to walk back up to the starting block of that obstacle. He's going to have to do it all over again. The Thunder Strike, the hardest part of this obstacle. And he's going to have to do it twice now.
Oh, I thought he had it for sure, but that might have shook him. It's probably fatigued him. If he could pull it off here, it'd be a miracle. But Riley Hume, 24 seconds on the clock, 24.84. The time is going to start, and he's going to have to go straight away.
You can see him rubbing his arm as well. I'm not sure if he's pumped or if the bar landed on him in some way. But nevertheless, Riley is going to keep moving. He's going to toss straight over to that second cradle and right into the Thunder Strike. Turning around as quickly as he possibly can. Got to lock it in and stay on. No! And down goes Riley Hume. He will be qualifying for the Premier Series Finals in second place, but so close to a clear there.
Yeah. No, Riley had such a great run to that point, and unfortunately just couldn't quite connect all the dots there, and just coming in 2 seconds later than Dan Mason. Such a close run, but Daniel Mason, that means, we get to see that again. That was phenomenal. I think we all thought that he had it from there, but just a little bit of slip up at the end. Daniel Mason, the individual who ran second in this challenge course, has taken up first place in the end, taking us all by surprise there. Well, not a surprise, I guess. It's Daniel Mason, but the fact that he held on that entire time and that no one was able to beat it is exceptional. And Well, we're going to be moving into the elite females very shortly. You can see Millie Baker is going to be running first. Zoe Harkness is going to be running last. Ali Rogers and Abby Cutts in the middle. They all have the potential to qualify here. The name of the game is who's going to come first. I think they've just got to complete the first 3 obstacles. It's all within their wheelhouse here, Kane. And it's really just a question of who's going to take out the win.
That's right. Now, Millie was on track to have the fastest time on the placement course. So I think we're going to see a lot of that speed, finally unleashed fully on the challenge course, but she's got to learn to turn first.
Yeah, it's awkward, her approach, but she's still making good time with 3:05, so it's not too bad at all. So not too much time lost. She had a bit of a slip up on the placement course, just an unfortunate short fall on the second last obstacle, but now Millie is going to be looking to pull it back here on this challenge course where it's really anyone's game. I mean, Dan Mason is living proof that you can go first on a challenge course and set the top time that no one can beat. So let's see how our elite females, who are all exceptional, fare on this course. If Millie makes it through this third obstacle, she will be punching her ticket to Washington. I know that she is more than capable of passing this obstacle.
So far, so good. About 1 minute and 10 seconds. 1 minute 15 has elapsed for Millie Baker. Coming into Thor's Hammer now. And with that, she's beaten this third obstacle. She will be qualifying for the Premier Series Finals. Once again, with 4 or less athletes in each division. You will have to beat the third obstacle, not necessarily beat the other athletes. And so Millie, no surprise, being a former Premier Series champion, has punched her return ticket back alongside her father to the Premier Series Finals, which is awesome. Now we'll see if she can build a gap on this course so big that the other athletes won't be able to keep up. She's got some stiff competition following her, but Millie can absolutely set the bar incredibly high and raise this specific bar by launching it into the bear trap. Almost had it.
Just needed a bit more power and for the bar to be straight there. The bear trap, a super tough obstacle, but yes, you are right. If she can make it deeper into this course and get through a few more obstacles, she can definitely put the pressure on the rest of the competitor field here as Millie begins her second attempt. Does she have the bar tech to pull this one off?
Has the height and perfectly lands it. Now just looking at that dismount. Great landing there by Millie. You can see she is super hyped. Maybe that's not a move that she's trained too much or gotten very often. Either way, very well done. Now,
yeah, it's great to see.
Seems unfamiliar to many Australians, but Millie's going to dive right into it. Great catch there. Now, again, it's probably best that you don't grab towards the inside of that bar, but that is exactly where Millie's grabbing. Hopefully she can figure out her technique there. Wow! And she linked the dismount, running straight over. She's surprising even herself with this run.
Yeah, she's in disbelief.
Oh, we saw so much struggle on this course in the elite male, specifically on that move. Millie not only flashed it, but she linked it. Absolutely insane. Now she's barely hanging onto these cliffs. Hopefully she has the grit to pull through these last few ledges. And the time, can she get it? She gets it with 1 second left, and she will run out of time, but you can tell she is so excited, and that is absolutely a run to be proud of. Millie Baker advancing all the way to the final obstacle on the challenge course.
Yeah, what a phenomenal run there. You can see Darren pretty happy with that run, pretty gassed. Millie throwing down such a phenomenal run. I think it really took us by surprise there. She had that mishap on the bear trap, and then after that it was just win after win after win, and she successfully completed those last 3 obstacles so quickly, only really taking time to stop and celebrate. That was really the only time she did stop.
think
getting that one-handed grab, just
I
the
think
celebration.
what surprised me the most was the fact that she was surprised that she got it, as if she's not Millie Baker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that I agree. That's where the surprise came from for all of us. As we now move into Ali Rogers. So Millie has thrown down a great 7 obstacle completion. So basically the current standard is get to the last obstacle quicker than with 2.13 seconds to go.
Well, very clean here on Learn to Turn. Of course, while advancing faster than Millie would be great, the first short-term goal should be getting through these first 3 obstacles and qualifying for the finals.
That is absolutely right, Kane. Ali now building up her momentum on TikTok. You've really got to hit this cliff ledge with some good pace just to make sure that the grab is there. And she's lining it up.
Gets the catch.
And she...
All right, 1 obstacle stands between Ali Rogers and a ticket to the Premier Series Finals. Now for the rotating cliffs. The athlete sponsored by Goodman Grips should have the grip to advance through this line here. And so you're going with a one-handed approach, not going with the rotation, going with a more monkey bar style approach and a reverse grip on every other hold. Now setting up that
it's going to save her a
dismount.
lot of energy. A very conservative approach there. That's going to make it very easy for her and allow her to hold on to a lot of her energy for the next few obstacles on this course. Ali now chasing down Millie's run at the moment.
That's
she has qualified. Now it's just how far can she go?
Very true, Jack. She has nothing to worry about in terms of qualifying for finals. Now it's all about taking that top spot. Very nice link through Thor's hammer. Coming into the bear trap now. Good little hop to set her hands in a mixed grip. Now let's see if she has the height and power to launch that bar through the bear trap.
Yeah, you do need a huge backswing here to make sure that you can get the
Almost
height.
had it. Got one side
Almost,
in,
yeah.
but not the other. All right.
Just a little bit more power needed. Okay, attempt number 2 here. Okay, she's struggling. This could be good. And she... Oh! No, Ali Rogers just coming unstuck there. I thought she had it. She caught it with one hand. It came undone, and unfortunately that's going to close out Ali Rogers' run. She will not be taking out first place, but that could be enough for podium. We'll have to wait and see how it holds. Ali was happy to qualify there. A phenomenal athlete coming out from New South Wales, and it's going to be great to see her competing on the world stage. Oh, so close. So close, Kane. But what a great run there.
Now we're going to take it back to the start for our penultimate runner. This is Abby Cutts. Abby has competed at 3 WNL championships, placed 3rd at the World Championship in the Young Adult Division this past June, and was 2nd in the World's Strongest Ninja bracket. She's also a coach at Crank Climbing in Brisbane. Mostly trains on her backyard rig, crank climbing, and urban extreme. And last season in the Ninja Challenge League, she was the top young adult female in their finals. She says her bestie is her Labrador Digby, which shout out to Digby. We got a whole bunch of dog lovers here. You know, we got Macho in the house. We got Digby in spirit.
Well, moving through with a relatively competitive pace, I would say. 35 seconds for that first obstacle isn't too bad. Not too good either. Oh!
Very surprising.
Yes. Just taking her by surprise how quickly it moves underneath her.
Yeah, it's probably best to bring your full body into it, which she does. And now she's got to get this move on her first try. I'm confident she can, but Of course, beating the first 3 obstacles is what matters first in order to qualify for the finals. Abby now putting herself in a peculiar position here, but she should be good to go. Huge leap up. I thought she was going to peel off there, but she's all good. A testament to her grip strength, which again doesn't really make me worried about this 3rd obstacle for her, as she's shown that she can hold on to these cliffs like nothing.
I was worried there as well that she was going to peel off. I think I gasped for air there, but Abby now moving through obstacle 3, and as soon as she can finish this, the sooner she will qualify and get her ticket locked into place.
Oh, she's going for an early dismount. There we go.
First
Running
person to do
straight
that as
through.
well, all competition. Just to use the 3rd grip.
All right, now coming into Thor's hammer. Nice link straight over, and just has to take 1 extra backswing for the dismount. Making good time, is 4 seconds behind Allie's pace, so she's going to remain in 3rd place right now, but beating the bear trap would definitely shake up the leaderboard.
Yeah, she's definitely got potential to go far in this competition. Abby Cutts now chasing down Millie Baker in the top spot here, if she can make it through this obstacle.
Well, a great slam. She actually went too high, hit the tops of the bear trap, so we know that she has the power to get up there. Now she's just going to need to lock in with that precision.
Well, that is good to see that she's got the power. Now she's just got to, control it and make sure she gets it on the 2nd and final attempt. She is out of retries now. Abby Cutts lining up for this grab. And just comes unstuck. The bear trap proving to be extremely difficult once again. Such a tough and technical obstacle.
You could see there it locked in on the left side, but the right just clipped out and rejected the bar. Had that locked in, I think Abby Cutts would be pretty much on the cliffhangers at this point in the run.
Yeah.
But now we're going to take it over to our final runner of the Elite Division. It's Zoe Harkness.
Zoe, of course, one of the favorites here today, was the only finisher of the placement course for the Elite females. So she's not only going to be looking to qualify, which she will do by completing the first 3 obstacles, she's really going to be looking to contest for that top spot. Again, to beat out Millie Baker's time, she'll have to get to the final obstacle of this course with at least 2.13 seconds spared so that she can take out that win. Wow, that was it started off super strong, now just having to do that more surface approach to get it moving closer and closer. Zoe moving at a similar pace that we saw from Abby to this point, roughly 30 seconds into the run, but it's really about how do you attack the course from here.
Well, so far she's building up a great swing on the TikTok and is going to have to reach out for that cliff right about now. Hangs on tight and is going to get the dismount. 1 obstacle remaining between locking in all 4 of our elite female competitors for the Premier Series finals. Zoe now sizing up these rotating cliffs and is on the move, going locked off here. Great display of strength. Now switching to a dead hang technique, likely to save energy for the back half of the course.
Yeah, we'd love to see Zoe through this and have 4 out of 4 of our elite females qualifying, which we do. So we can all breathe a sigh of relief to know that Australia is going to be in full swing at this year's Premier Series finals. But Zoe has her eyes on the prize, which is that top spot. And she's definitely on pace to be able to pull it off here.
Well, that's going to put her in 2nd place, making great time to the bear trap. But we've only seen Millie Baker beat this obstacle in the elite female division. Would love to see 2 athletes in this division clear the bear trap. Almost had it.
No. Okay, but we saw Millie also make this mistake, so that's okay. Hopefully she can get it on her 2nd go. We'd love to see Zoe through to the back end of this course.
All right, 2nd attempt now. Makes contact with the bar. Has the right idea here and locks in the bear trap. Now for this dismount. Zoe Harkness currently in second, but you know she wants first. Has about a minute or so to get through faster than Millie Baker to the final obstacle. So she's got to move.
Yes, and this is a big this one is a tough obstacle here. I think if she can get this turning point here on her first attempt, she can definitely etch out the win here. But it's so difficult to grab. Wow. And she gets it! Zoe Harkness now moving on to the second last obstacle, the cliff ledges, with 48 seconds left on the clock. She's just getting confirmation that she's allowed to use the rig, and now she is going to begin the cliff ledges, looking very confident so far and very comfortable up there. I think we might be witnessing the winning run here, ladies and gentlemen. Zoe Harkness just got
Final couple ledges, she's barely hanging on. You can see the fingers slipping off there, but she is pretty much in the clear. She's got to go, and she's good. She's going to be our Premier Series winner here for the Elite Female Division. 7 seconds remaining on this final obstacle. Not going to be enough to clear, but let's just see how this would have panned out. Oh, there goes the time. Don't think she's able to use her hands on the sidebar anyway. No. Still a great run from Zoe Harkness.
Wow, Zoe throwing down the winning run there. So much power behind every single part of her movements. Almost identical to Millie's path, having the mistake on obstacle 5, but just managing to get it the second time around, which is what we love to see. And then Zoe very comfortably getting that grab there. She's going to be one to watch in the Elite Females later this year on the world stage, which is very exciting. But Kane, after a very intense Elite Male and Elite Female division, that is going to conclude our standings. And we're going to take a quick chance to look at the podiums and check out our schedule that is up ahead. So, of course, Zoe Harkness is going to be in first place, followed by Millie Baker in second place, two very deserving athletes. And then Ali Rogers is going to etch out third place over Abby Cutts. So very strong there all around. And if we take a look perhaps at Ali Rogers' run or any of these runs, we might get to just quickly get a glimpse into these phenomenal athletes once again. And then we also have the Elite Male division, which is important to remember as well. Of course, we've got Daniel Mason out in first place, who very much took the win there, just etching out Riley Hume in second place. And then Lockie Lidham and Ash Campbell holding on to that fourth place position. But big props to Dan Mason, who was the second person to run in the challenge course and managed to hold out for the entire the wave of elite male competitors. And Kane, I think it's ready to see what competitions we've got coming up for the remainder of this series.
That's right, Jack. We've got some incredible events, 5 more qualifiers leading into the finals, which means our number of finalists is practically going to double in every division as we add more and more. So be sure to tune in next week on September 7th and 8th for our qualifier in Colorado at Arc Ninja, a newer gym led by Nate Hansen. Can't wait to see what they've got in store. September 21st and 22nd, we will be at Life Force Ninja in Bellingham, Washington. They're hosting the finals, but this is a qualifier ahead of time. The very next week, we head into Europe to True Function Ninja Training Ground in the UK for an incredible battle across the entire continent, essentially. Then back stateside, October 12th, 13th in Florida at the SoFlo Ninja Academy. We'll see many of the top Southern athletes as well as anyone else who flies out for the competition. And we wrap up our qualifiers at Modus Ninjas in Lee's Summit, Missouri, October 19th and 20th, all leading up to the Premier Series finals November 15th, 16th, and 17th at Life Force Ninja in Bellingham, Washington. I cannot wait, especially after today. We've seen Millie Baker win the Premier Series before. Now she has a chance to go back-to-back, and this time she'll be going with her dad, and they'll be coming off of joint wins in the Premier Series. I cannot wait to see the Bakers tear it up. But with that said, that is going to do it for us here at the compound. For Jack Anderson and all of the other commentators who have joined us this weekend, I am Ken Casillas. Take care, everybody. Have a great, great September.